7.5 minutes to go to the end of the first half, and it's Mean Machine who are leading 5 points to 0. They have been the better side in this opening 30 minutes of the first half, dominating possession and territory. And Impala yet to come to the party, been penalized quite often by the referee Peter Leo. Now Xavier Bet and Duncan Ekasi trying to control play at the base of that scrum. What can Impala do? And the ball is out, and it's stolen there by Mean Machine. Can they get a second try? And it's try time for Mean Machine.
Brian Marube, the try scorer. Remember, he instigated the first try and has gotten rewarded with 5 points. The crowd is alive here at the RFUA ground as Mean Machine double their lead there. Brian Marube, blindside flanker, going over for Mean Machine's second try. William Juguna, what do you speak of that?
Careless play there from Impala. There was no coordination there coming in from Ekasi and Xavier Bet, and the ball was out in the open, and as per the laws of rugby, you are allowed to challenge for that ball. And just reward for Mean Machine, who get a second try of the afternoon. And with the conversion kick to come, Impala really sixes and sevens there. They were trying to look for a penalty, I think, from the referee, but Peter Leo wasn't having any of it, and probably that ball should have come out much earlier, and they would have looked for territory, as Shiasi goes now for the conversion kick.
William Juguna, Impala were in 6s and 7s. When their 6s and 7s needed to be alert, it was the Mean Machine 6 who got the 5 on the board.
Conversion kick is successful, and that takes the score now to 12-0. Are we on the verge of an upset here at the RFUA ground? Impala trailing to Mean Machine by 12 points to 0. And what a scoreline we do have here. You can see Marvin Karungi took out Xavier Bet, and it was just as easy try as you can there for Ben Kanyi to score Mean Machine's second try of the afternoon. And with 5.5 minutes to go to the end of the first half, it's Mean Machine who are leading by 12 points to 0.
And for the second time in this match, Mark Kwemoy with the restart is wonderfully claimed there by Derek Mayan. This is Xavier Bet just marshalling his forwards. They need to get a response. They need to get a response now. That is Kenya under-20 international Joshua Matasi just carrying the ball a few more meters forward. And Impala do get a penalty there. You can see the urgency. Duncan Ekasi calling for that ball. The penalty quickly taken. They enter the machine 22. This is Xavier Bet. The distribution to Oroko. This is Bet once again, just looking to get his forwards into some sort of structure. They do get a penalty in front of the sticks. Now what do? Do you elect to go for the scrum down? Do you kick for goal?
They've opted to go for the scrum, as I can see Duncan Ekasi just reading the riot act to the Impala side. It's been a dismal play in the first half from Impala. They have allowed Mean Machine to dominate possession and territory, and you don't want to give Mean Machine a head start of any sort, because their rugby is very unstructured. Like, they tend to feed off scraps, and from the feeding of those scraps they've been able to get 2 tries here as we approach half-time. Bet with the scrum feed. Now Impala dominating that scrum just as they did before Mean Machine scored that try. It's a decent scrum coming in from Impala. Ekasi controlling it at the base. They need better distribution, and Ekasi tries to go there, tries to power his way through the line. The first real foray we've seen from Impala, and the referee has his arm out for an advantage. What can Impala do here? Ekasi trying to control things from that base of the rack. Can he go over? No. Very strict defense coming in from Mean Machine. Now Bet trying to control with the backs. It's all Impala here. They need a score just before halftime. Now they will try to go for a maul here. Body positioning not the very best, but they're able to control that play. They should be going forwards, not backwards. Much better from Impala. Can they go over? And once again, the referee penalizes them. A missed opportunity for Impala there.
Also talk about dogged defense from Mean Machine and the fact that they've been able to keep their discipline. But Impala players walking away the ball. The try has been awarded, William Juko.
The try has been awarded. I don't know, the referee's call to me looked like he had given Mean Machine a penalty, but Impala do get a try there. Probably have to polish up our interpretation of the signals of the referee there, because from where the referee was standing, it looked like Impala were being pinged yet again, but they do get a try, and finally light at the end of the tunnel for Impala.
Indeed, and that crucial intervention that we were talking about just before the interval. It's good to go into the halftime break with your tails up. You still have about 40 seconds to the end of the first half. Mark Kwemoy with the conversion attempt. And we definitely expect to see a lot more from that as the conversion is successful. Current scores 12-7, but William Juguna, as I was saying, we expect to see a lot more of that from Impala going into the second half. That's just the kind of response they needed. They've taken a long time to warm up in this half.
Yes.
And that's not something that you want to do going into the second half, especially against a team like Mean Machine, who will pounce on any mistake that you make.
That's the warning to Impala, who next week are away to Cabras. With the kind of rugby that they are playing in this first half, play like this against Cabras, and it could be a very long afternoon for them. They have yet to come to the party, but finally they do come to the party on the stroke of full time. Odhiambo with the restart. Won by Xavier Bet. Gives it to Mark Kwemoy. Not the best of passes, but Kwemoy now puts that ball downfield. It's a good kick. Pings Alfred Oroge is actually not Alfred Oroge, but Dennis Diongesa into his own half. And it will be a line out throw for, should be, I think, a Mean Machine ball, because it was Mark Kwemoy's boot.
Indeed, and no Mean Machine player had a touch of the ball as it went out into touch. So indeed, it is a Mean Machine throw in from the line out. Remember, we're done with the 40 minutes in the first half. Probably looking at the final facial play before referee Peter Leo calls for halftime. At 4 p.m. we do have the big clash between KCB and Kenya Harlequin. That should be a cracker. But for now, the action continues here between Mean Machine and Impala. Handling error there. And that is the last order of business in the first half. As we go into the halftime break, it is Mean Machine in the blue and white strip, leading by 12 points to 7 against the Impala Saracens.
Yeah, well-deserved lead for Mean Machine. We lead by 12 points to 7. And Impala will have a lot of thinking to do. Frank Dong and the technical bench of Impala have a lot of work to do in the second half. They've looked actually second best in this opening 40 minutes of the first half. Maybe he may have to rejig his side. Maybe just bring in a couple of aces. Oscar Osir there. They'll have to rejig this second half, because as it stands, it's Mean Machine who lead by 12 points to 7 here at halftime in the first of our double header on match day 4 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. Mean Machine leading by 12 points to 7, looking for their second win of the season, while Impala hoping to keep their 100% record intact. But they'll have to play much better in the second half if they're to salvage anything from this encounter. Just highlights of this game, been few and far between apart from those 3 tries we've seen. And you can see already there Alfred Orege scoring the opening try of the first half, powering his way using good body positioning, muscling his way past Paul Mutsami to score that opening try for Mean Machine. Congratulated there by Shadon Munoko. And then Orege tried to feed, actually Anton Obonyo tried to feed Munoko for the second try, but the referee's eye was very hawk-eyed. Peter Leo hawk-eyed. And then the second try, Karungi able to tackle Xavier Bet, and Davis Kanyi had the easiest of touchdowns, picking that ball from the base of that scrum. And once again, poor coordination between Bet and Duncan Ekasi allowing the man in jersey number 6, Davis Kanyi, to score Mean Machine second try, which was converted by Bruce Odhiambo to give Mean Machine a 12-0 lead at after 34 minutes, before Impala were able to get their hands on the scoreboard. So that's the situation for you here at the RFUA ground on match day 4. It's Mean Machine leading by 12 points to 7, and we shall catch you for the second half commentary in the next few minutes.
Kenya Commercial Bank RFC is a rugby club based in Nairobi. The club, which is also known as KCB, is nicknamed the Bankers and plays its matches at their home ground, the Lions Den in Ruaraka. KCB was founded in 1989 after the disbanding of Kenya Breweries RFC when their main sponsors Kenya Breweries Limited pulled out.
KCB Rugby was founded in the year 1989. It was founded after Kenya Breweries rugby team folded, and the players came over to KCB and they found a new home at KCB. Some of the founder members who founded KCB are members like Simon Jawizre, who was founder secretary then, Dan Ouma, Sadiq Maki, Asiko Wiro, among others, Mark Andere, among others, who were playing over there and came over to form the club KCB Rugby.
Kenya Commercial Bank RFC, or KCB RFC, was formed in 1989. It's a very new club. Let's say it's 29 years old this year. And when they came into the league, they found that they're going rough, because already by the time they were being formed, already they were established clubs in the country. Nondi's already there, Nondi's already calling the shots. You had Mean Machine, you had Quins. But that period of rugby was dominated, of course, by Nondi's and to an extent Mean Machine. Then, of course, Quins won the league at some point, I think 95, 96. So I think there's even a year I think they got relegated, but they came back up. But they really struggled. They were not really anywhere for the first 10 years up to 1999. They were nowhere in the pecking order of the top 4 Kenya Cup clubs.
In 1989, KCB made their Kenya Cup debut, going ahead to humiliate Impala RFC 96-6 in their first league match. However, in 1994, the team was relegated to the second tier league and regained their top flight status in 1996.
The year that KCB was founded, we played in the Kenya Cup League. I think we finished 4th in that year, but due to the following year, it was really tough for us, and we were almost relegated. But it has been a journey worth remembering, and is good history to the young lads. KCB has come of age.
In the early days, KCB jersey had green, red and white stripes to portray the bank's corporate colors. This was revised when the bank's corporate identity changed in both logo and color, and the adaptation was green as the dominant color, followed by dark blue and then white. Since its formation, the Bankers have become one of the most successful rugby sides in the country by winning over 20 titles. KCB has won 5 Kenya Cup titles, thus becoming a force to be reckoned with in the league.
In our Kenya Cup journey, the most memorable moment was winning Kenya Cup back-to-back, and last season us winning unbeaten, which is not a mean feat, and I take it. I really applaud the boys and the sponsor for putting us up there.
Despite their positive showing in the league in the early 90s, KCB was made to wait for 15 years before they could lift their maiden Kenya Cup title. After finishing runners-up in 2004, KCB under head coach Michael Tanko Tieno came back firing in 2005 to clinch their maiden Kenya Cup title.
Well, I think just Tank being a former international, because Tank also played for Kenya in the 1980s. He knows a lot about the game. He's a student of the game. I think he just brought a lot of physicality and fitness. Tank, I know, is very big on physicality and fitness, and I think for that 5 years or those 6 years that KCB were top, I think they were the fittest team in the league. They were able to grind out results, and also I think they were able to tap some of the new talent which was coming through. And Tank made his team to be very fit, and that's why they were able to win the league. And those were one of the things he brought into the KCB setup.
The Bankers went ahead to win both Impala Floodlit and Mwamba Cup titles that season. The club's dominance in the league was there for all to see, after successfully defending their Kenya Cup crown in 2006 and 2007, making it 3 titles in a row.
Our recruitment process is interesting. We recruit from schools. We have a feeder team, and we have a social responsibility activity which we also sponsor as a rugby club. Also take care of the northern suburbs boys and girls. That's where we base our recruitment, and also we partner with schools around Ruaraka area and also Western Kenya, where we have a lot of good players coming out from. Most of the players that play for us come from the academy system and into the second team and onto the first team.
We've always been rebuilding, always been mixing youth and experience. Players have worked hard to be picked into the national team. We've had the highest number of players in the national team, which has reflected in our performance and the standards of the game being played. The sponsorship of the bank cannot be overlooked, because without the sponsors, we couldn't achieve this match.
Some of the players who engineered this success included Derek Wamalwa, Howard Kimani, Paul Murunga, Mankandere, Simon Otieno, John Ojara, Dan Ouma, Asiko Owiri, and Sadiq Maki.
Since 1989, many players have featured for KCB and the national team. 1989, we had players like Dan Ouma, Simon Jawizre, Asiko Owiro, Makandere all playing for the national team. Bernard Tebete. In the later years, we had Derek Omalwa, Alubaka, Franklin Amiani, the late, also playing for the national team. Right now we boast of over 9 players. Darwin Mukiza, Curtis Lilako, all playing the national team, and they're good players. They're very good players, and they carry the nation and they fly the flag high.
Everything just came together in 2005 when they won the league for 3 years in a row, 2005, 2006, 2007. And they won the league, and some of the players, of course, who've gone through KCB are the current Kenya Sevens coach, Paul Murunga. You look at guys like Peter Mutai, Derek Wamalwa, Makandere, Edwin Alubaka. There are very many household names from KCB, and Tank was able to mold a very strong team to win the Kenya Cup 3 years in a row. I think only 3 teams have won the Kenya Cup 3 years in a row. I think it's only 4. I think it's Quins, Impala, Nondis, and KCB.
When I joined the club, I was mentored by a couple of guys, the likes of Derek Amalwa, Edwin Alubaka, Antonio Got, Paul Murunga. But I think the one who really put me on track and I looked up to him a lot was Derek Amalwa. Played the
Unai Emery says Arsenal are still waiting for confirmation.
And we're back for the second half of Kenya Cup Match Day 4's opening match. It is Mean Machine in the blue and white strip up against Impala Saracens in the red and white strip. Mean Machine leading by 12 points to 7, 2 tries and 1 conversion, while Impala scoring the unconverted try. That restart bouncing straight into touch. It is definitely going to be a free kick for the Saracens. Referee Peter Leo calls for a scrum down. First half was rather slow. It was Machine who just edged it in terms of territory, possession and points. Impala rather slow to pick up in that half, scoring their try right at the stroke of halftime. They have made a substitution. Samson Onsomu, Kenya International, is on for the second half. This is Vincent Mose, just showed the ball and then beating his defender with the searching run. Vincent Mose looked to have put a foot out into touch. Yes, he did. But you can see the intent being shown by Impala as the second half begins. They trail by 12 points to 7, and they definitely want to turn around matters in the second half. Here's a line out throw for Min Machine, but the intent has been shown by Impala. The inclusion of Samson Onsomu, just looking to spark life into the Impala Saracens. Samson Onsomu is the starting scrum half for the Kenya Simbas, which is the national 15-a-side side. And that is a big kick out into touch. Line out throw quickly taken by Edmund Anya. This is Vincent Mose once again, embarking on another searching run. His pace belies his 34 years of age, loyal servant of the game. Started his rugby at Nakuru, moved to Impala, had a stint with the Heathens in Uganda, but is back with the Impala Saracens. This is Samson Onsomu with the distribution there. Onsomu once again, referee Peter Leo calls for that knock-on. And some respite early in the second half for Mean Machine.
This game is on a knife edge here as we speak. It's 12-7 to Mean Machine with 2.5 minutes gone in the second half. And the introduction of Samson Onsomu just trying to speed up how Impala are playing. Probably try and look for more mismatches out wide. Karungi now. And it's a decent scrum coming from Mean Machine, but Shadon Munoko there trying to find his way there, but good defense coming in from Impala. Karungi. It's all Mean Machine, the try scorer Kanyi. Barring his way there over the advantage line. Karungi now tries to look for Odhiambo. Odhiambo now finds Anto Obonyo. Obonyo with a grabber kick, but it's won there by Mose. Now what can Mose do? Mose and try to give the ball to Gatungo, but once again, just when you think that Impala are trying to spark something into life, it's all going pear-shaped in terms of handling errors. Too many handling errors from Impala here, as we have seen in the first half. The errors slowly creeping in, and Vincent Mose, by far arguably Impala's best player in terms of meters and ball carries, is trying to spark something from the back, but the rest of his teammates not reading that play very well, and it's going to be a scrum put in for Mean Machine. Remember, the score is 12-7, so this game is actually on a knife edge. And Mean Machine able to, and that ball is not well won by Karungi. And already there I can see Samson Onsomu. Once another handling error from Impala. Elvis Oroko tried to get his hands on the peel, and even Onsomu. (12-7) the scoreline, 2 tries to 1.
This is Marvin Karungi with the scrum feed. Shadon Munoko picks it up from the base of the scrum. Alfredo Rege just unable to field that ball, and it is Impala in possession. This is Edmund Anya. Goes to the floor. Samson Onsomu has men in support. Plays the ball to Kelvin Kimutai Rono. Somu just marshalling his forwards as the referee awards a penalty.
Mean Machine the guilty party of trying to get the turnover there, but I think there was a side entry.
Indeed, there was side entry, and you can see the intent. Mark Kwemoe looking to play that ball deep into Machine territory. They will certainly fancy their chances from this, probably look to walk it a few meters before releasing their backs. That's just one of the probabilities of Impala's play. But certainly they have sprung into life since minute 35. Remember, they scored that try right on the stroke of halftime, and they have begun the second half with a lot more intent than they did the first half. And obviously the inclusion of Samson Onsomu has added life to their attack. That line-out throw eventually claimed by Kelvin Kimutai. The big prop carries it a few meters forward, but Mean Machine looked to have forced the turnover. Indeed they have. Marvin Karungi looks at where to play it, and he does play it to Bruce Odhiambo with a kick to get Mean Machine out of jail there. Line-out throw quickly taken. This is Vincent Mose. Seemed to have lost his footing. Goes past one defender but doesn't go past Brian Marube. He does well to present the ball. Duncan Ekasi, not the best of passes from the number 8. Some footballing skills from Mark Kwemoe as play continues. It is Impala now under pressure from Mean Machine. They have men out wide. They have extra numbers electing to go into contact when they could have easily released the man out wide.
Yeah, probably they should have played a situation whereby 2v1. Karungi, George Okoa just boots that ball downfield, and it's going to be a chase here. And fielded very well there by Anto Bonyo. And Bonyo just puts the ball into touch. And we do have an injured player there from Impala. Actually looks like Vincent Mose.
Looks to be in a spot of bother as he is attended to by Christopher Makacha. We played 8 minutes of the second half, no score so far. Current scores 12-7 in favor of Impala, in favor of Mean Machine. It was Mean Machine who went ahead through that try from Alfred Orege before extending the lead through Brian Marube's try. Impala scored a try right on the stroke of halftime, and 8 minutes into the second half, no further scores have been added by each side.
Another botch line out there from Impala once again. I think this is the third or fourth throw that they have not actually got it right, as Bonyo just boots that ball, goes for the up and under, and it's won there by Edmund Anya. Anya with a nice step and fend. He needs support there as the Impala forwards come. He has come to Onsomu. Davis Makori.
Corey does well to keep his feet there, dragging along 3 Mean Machine defenders with him. Samson Onsomu with the distribution to Paul Mutami. He has been a rather quiet figure in this match so far. Finds himself under pressure from Mean Machine players. It is turned over there by Derek Maya. Referee once again calls for the infringement. It is Impala's ball. Samson Onsomu, like an obedient student following the teacher's orders, is right on the mark as Impala brace themselves for the penalty.
Don't know what option Impala will do, because if they go to the line out, they are not winning that ball from the line out. That doesn't bode well for any side, because if you can't win the ball from your own line out, then how are you expected to steal any ball from the opposition? Because Mean Machine have pilfered 3 or 4 throws that Impala have had in this entire game. Maybe they need to vary their play at the line out here. Probably go to the fast man, or they take a short line out. That's why you've been able to see Edmund Anya just being able to take the ball from the line out and go for the quick line out, instead of just waiting for the 2 sets of teams to get to the line out throw. 10 minutes gone into the second half. It's Mean Machine leading by 12.7, and finally Impala do get it right at line out time now, and the referee has called it again. And the referee penalizes Impala yet again. There was a knock on there from Impala, and I think potentially we could see a very low scoring game as Marvin Karungi now goes to feed this ball into the scrum. Impala very much playing in mean machine territory, but not being clinical. Last week we saw how 2 passes which were marginally forward being lost by Impala, and those 2 tries were not given.
That's Marvin Karungi with the scrum feed under pressure. The ball is actually stolen by Tyson Okoth. Another crucial steal from the back row man. This is Davis Makori. That carry is stopped short of the try line. Impala sniffing blood. Onsomu releases his players. Makori once again plays it to Tyson Okoth. What an easy try that is for Impala Saracens. They now go level 12-12 with the conversion to come.
Finally, good play coming in from Impala. They were able to dominate that scrum. They literally obliterated Mean Machine at scrum time, and they have tied the game. They're Tyson Okoth with the second of the afternoon, and that takes the score now to 12-12. Conversion kick to come from Makwemoi.
And Makwemoi's conversion attempt is successful. Impala finally going ahead for the first time in this match. They lead Mean Machine by 2 points. Current scores 14-12. Still have all of 28 minutes to play in the second half. But it is Impala who have huffed and puffed and finally gone ahead.
Finally, yes, they've huffed and puffed, but still they need to play better. They need to secure their own line at ball. The scrum is actually very good. It's functioning very well, but it's just those little small things which are really letting them down when in attack. They're not supporting the ball carrier as they try to look for options. And so Impala finally with a lead at 14 points to 12 on this match day 4 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. Coming up at 4 p.m. it's the champions KCB facing in Quins in a very explosive tie.
That was an awkward contest for the ball, but eventually Mean Machine turning over possession. Distribution is out wide. Impala defending in numbers. Machine doing well to keep it alive. Playing the ball out wide. Does he back himself up for pace? Beats the first man. Does he beat the second man? Slightly stumbles, but it is still Mean Machine in possession. They have an attacking opportunity. Can they convert this into points? Coming close to the 5-meter mark. This is Mean Machine. Alfred Orege scored the opening try for the university students. That was Benson Mwangi. Prop forward just carrying it a further meter or so ahead. Machine are within striking range. What can they do? What can Impala do in terms of discipline and defense? There is patience required from both sides. William Juguna, this is where we talk about mental strength. Neither one side wants to make an error. It is a slow, painstaking build-up from Mean Machine. They're within meters of the try line. Is Bruce Odhiambo with the kick over the Impala defense. Is the ball claimed in the air? No, it isn't. Bounces off the Mean Machine player. Impala survive, but penalty advantage remaining with Mean Machine. You can see some of the players pointing towards the goalpost. They want to go for the 3, but the decision will have to be made by the captain. Let's just see that again.
the referee was already playing advantage for Mean Machine, so they do have a penalty attempt here.
That was Maurice Murimi, who was unlucky in fielding that ball. Just bounced off his head. He would have done well in the National Soccer League, which is being broadcast on Sunday right here on Bamba Sports.
Absolutely, yes. Remember, Mean Machine lost the opening game 41-0 to Cabras before bouncing back to beat Strathmore Leos 23 points to 10. But someone who was at the Cabras game told me that they were very difficult to break down. And as much as that scoreline was huge and a big 5-pointer for Cabras, it was very difficult for Cabras to break down the Mean Machine side. And eventually they were able to win the game.
And this is Festus Shiasi tasked with the goal kicking duties there. Remember, if he gets this between the sticks, Mean Machine retake the lead. This is a big kick for the outside center. And he is unsuccessful with the penalty attempt. The scores remain 14-12. 56 minutes played in this match, 24 to go. It is Impala Saracens leading Mean Machine. 2-point margin there. Paul Mutsami just having a feel of the ball. We know that he is definitely not going to be the one taking that 22-meter dropout.
He's been very quiet. It's not the Paul Mutsami we saw last week playing against Strathmore, or even better still last season, where he was called up. Actually, he's been called up to both Kenya 7s and Kenya 15s, but he's had a very quiet afternoon by his high standards, as Makwe Moi goes long with the kick there. Mean Machine already in attack, and in jersey number 19 there, Henry Rabach, Eric Mudama, Obonyo, and Obonyo with that kick goes backwards, should be going forwards by all means necessary, and referee I think will call it back for a knock on there from the trial scorer Davis Kanyi. Once again, Anton Obonyo with a kick, skying it with the outside of his boot. And an Impala player being attended to. Scores 14-12. It's anybody's game here. There are a few ground on this sunny but cloudy afternoon here at the RFA ground. It's Impala leading by 14 points to 12. 2 converted tries by Impala, giving them the edge over Mean Machine at 14-12. But we still do have 22 minutes to go here. Coming up at 4 p.m, the big one, KCB facing Harlequins. Going to be a substitution there. Looks to me like concussion protocol.
The man walking off the field there is Emmanuel Otieno, prop forward for the Impala Saracens. We will confirm his replacement in a moment as Samson Onsomu braces himself for the scrum feed. Duncan Ekasi has the ball at his feet. Picks it up. That was something well coordinated with Samson Onsomu. This is Edmund Anya dancing through one defender, but not through Alfred Orege, who just curtails his movement. They are looking to get him out into touch, and Mean Machine looking to force the turnover. Shadon Munoko has to find the floor. Is Messi down there on the floor? The advantage remains with the Saracens.
Good defense coming in from Mean Machine. You could see that Emmanuel Anya was trying to step his way and look for space, and then try to offload to Vincent Mose, but it didn't come out there. Very good defense, and eventually turnover comes out. Actually, Shadon Munoko had actually paid for that ball, but it came back into play again, and good defense coming in from Tyson Okoth, and
another scrum feed for the Impala Saracens. Another opportunity for Samson Onsomu, and his forwards to work their magic. Appears to be wheeling, but it is Impala with the forward movement. Duncan Ekasi is probably going to pick it up. No, just avails the ball for Samson Onsomo. That was a solid tackle coming through from Mean Machine, but possession remains with Impala.
Change direction once again. Man in jersey number 17, Daniel Ndome. Places the ball there for Samson Onsomo. Onsomo now finds Mutsami. Now Mutsami trying to ghost his way between two defenders. Carries hard and strong to the advantage line. Onsomo again. Impala just probing and looking for passes here. Ndome,
a former Kenya under-20 international, starting from the bench this afternoon. He has come in for Emmanuel Otieno. This is Vincent Mose, just loses his footing. Got a foot out into touch. Once again, killing the forward movement that Impala have been building up. Field seems to be cutting up and obviously affecting the players' stability.
the referee has actually called out for... He was actually playing advantage there. So it will still be an Impala ball. Impala playing much better than they did in the first half. They've had a decent spell of possession and territory. I think they're trying to look for a third try here, just to give themselves a buffer of a couple of points as we enter into the final 18.5 minutes here at the RFUA ground. It's Impala leading by 14 points to 12 as Makwe Moi goes to the corner. And remember, Impala's second try came from this move. They were actually able to win the ball from a line out, go through a couple of phases, and finally able to get try number 2. Game is on a knife edge. It's been scrappy. It's been quite competitive. Mean Machine have held on their own, but it's Impala with the noses in front by 2 points as we enter into the final 17.5 minutes to go. Joshua Matasi there with the ball. Won very well there by Elvis Oroko, and Impala now just trying to get some momentum from this maul here. Calvin Rono has that ball at the tail of that maul. It's good forward momentum coming in from Impala. Now it's with Onsomu, but Impala's momentum has been curtailed by very good defending coming in from Mean Machine. But it's Impala asking all the hard questions right now. Better second half from them, but they need to be clinical. This game is not over by any stretch of the imagination. It's a 2-point ball game, and Impala just trying to suck in the Mean Machine forwards before releasing the ball to the backs, or they could keep it in the tight and try and build up some pressure here. Good play coming in there from Oroko. It's had a few decent touches. Daniel Ndome, and once again the referee's arm is out for a penalty. So what option do Impala have? Actually, it was a high tackle. I've actually called for a scrum ball, which is going to be advantageous to Impala. They do have the edge at scrum time. 14-12 the scoreline. 16.5 minutes to go. At 4 p.m. the big one, the heavyweight clash between the champions KCB and Kenya Harlequins.
William, and that match is expected to be a cracker. Remember, those are the teams lying in 4th and 5th place respectively on the current Kenya Cup log. KCB, the defending champions. Quins have also won the Kenya Cup 8 times before. This is Samson Onsomu with a quickly taken penalty there. They almost caught Mean Machine unawares. Gains crucial ground for Impala. Daniel Ndome, Kelvin Kimutai just plays it out wide. Impala once again prodding Mean Machine. This is Onsomu with the distribution there. Was Oroko going into contact? This is Paul Mutsami. does well to present that ball. Onsomu plays it short. Impala just gaining another crucial meter or so. Ndome shrugs off his attacker. Onsomu with the ball out wide. Desperate defending coming through from Mean Machine. On for the second half is Richard Sidindi.
It will be a line out through to Mean Machine.
That was not Richard Sidindi, beg your pardon. Elvis Soroko.
Will be a line out through for Mean Machine. Good play coming in from Impala as they try to look for, as they probed and try to look for a gap here. And it's going to be a line out throw for Mean Machine. Adam Mugo finds it's won actually by Impala. Now can Impala go over the line? Advantage to Impala. The referee's arm is out. They'll get a half penalty or a free kick. And Mean Machine just trying to stay in this game. They could cave in under pressure here. Fredo Laws there, Impala Director of Rugby, and Kenya Rugby Union Secretary Odwor Gangla. In the playing days, Impala were able to win the Kenya Cup 3 years in a row between 2000 and 2002. Very dominant in those years. And watching this current crop, you just wonder if that dominance will be able to come back. Impala yet to win the Kenya Cup since 2009. They were losing finalists to Cabras in 2016. Samson Onsomu feed this ball into the scrum now. And the referee just saying that he's not impressed by the front rows. 13.5 minutes to go. It's 14-12. Converted Impala try here will give them a buffer of 8 points with 12.5 minutes to go. The Machine have made it scrappy. They've battled, they've snarled at every ball. So advantage Impala. Onsomu with the scrum put in. At the back of that scrum is Oroko. Now it's Impala with the domination. Can they get forward momentum? Can they get forward momentum? The referee's arm is out. Onsomu, does he go over the line? And yes, it is a try. Try has been given.
Samson Onsomu will claim credit for that try. But it has been coming, William. All that forward momentum from Impala resulting in another 5 points as they extend their lead to 7 points, 19-12. We still have about 12 minutes of the second half to play.
Well worked try from Impala. That try has been coming for the last 7-8 minutes. Impala literally camped in Machine territory and they were able to get that try. And Makwemoy now with the conversion to come. This will be Impala's third try of the afternoon. Question is now, will they go for the bonus point? A win for Impala will take them on top for a few hours before Cabras play Strathmore at the cage in Madaraka. Kwemoy with the conversion. Conversion is wide, so it's 19-12. It's a 7-point buffer for Impala, and the game is not over by any stretch of the imagination. Mean Machine, a converted try, takes them to tie the game. 10.5 minutes to go in this encounter. The first of our doubleheader here at the RFUA ground. Sunny afternoon, despite the heavy downpour that we had in the morning. Ground is slowly drying up, but in some parts it's very slippery.
And the restart is not fielded well by Impala, and Alfred Orege pounces on that loose ball. Samson Onsomu is just there to claim it, but the referee calls for another infringement. Let's find out what it is. But that was an opportunity for Mean Machine to get back into this game. It is slipping further and further away from them, though they do have some things going their way. Referee Peter Leo in consultation with his assistant referee. Reggae just gets back on his feet, walking a tad gingerly. It's probably a knock that he is going to shake off. A few more steps and he will be walking good. He seems to be in a lot of discomfort. He goes down again as the penalty is awarded to Mean Machine. They elect to go out for touch, as you just catch a glimpse of Orege receiving treatment from the medics. Can see a number of fans who have made their way to the RFUA ground. Remember, this is a double header weekend here at the RFUA ground. At 4 p.m. we do have KCB, the defending Kenya Cup champions, up against hosts Kenya Harlequin. KCB currently lying fourth, 2 wins and 1 defeat from 3 outings. The line out throw, not the best for Mean Machine, and they cede possession. That was Davis Makori going to the floor. Samson Onsomu picks it up. Responds with a box kick to get Impala out of that spot of bother. The line out throw is quickly taken, a tad dangerous there. The bounce of the rugby ball not too kind for Mean Machine, finding themselves in trouble. But they have numbers arriving to secure the ball. This is Bruce Odhiambo. Looks isolated as he goes into contact. He has numbers arriving though. Who's there to clean it up? This is Festus Shiasi. Eventually Mudhama plays it out. 8 minutes remain here. 7 points separate the two teams. The kick downfield doesn't go anywhere. It is fielded, and this is Makwemoy with a kick downfield. It is a foot race as the ball goes out past the in-goal area. Try scoring opportunity for Impala is lost.
Yeah, good opportunity there just to probably get something on that ball, but Komoy's cook a touch too heavy. The idea was right, but probably the execution not the very best. And Mean Machine will come back to where Komoy kicked that ball. And you can hear the reaction of the crowd there. They're asking, why is that kick going literally to the 22? Well, very much, it was very much in there, in almost closer to the halfway mark. It's a snapshot of the crowd which has come to catch a glimpse of today's rugby action. 6.5 minutes to go. And it's going to be, what is this? It's a 22-meter dropout for Mean Machine. And it's going to be a line out for Impala. Line out throw, Joshua Matasi. So one there by Davis Makori, but once again, that line out throw was not straight. And there's going to be advantage to Mean Machine. Can they salvage something from this game? It's going to be a line out throw to Mean Machine. 19-12 the scoreline into the final last 5 minutes of this game here at the RFUA ground in the first over match day 4 double header.
Mean Machine have struggled with the line out, and again just giving away possession to Impala. Carrying the ball forward, this is Onsomu. Makori. Dome is there in support, as is Matasi, but the side entry from Matasi spotted by the referee from miles away. Also the failure by Impala players to release the tackler. Another opportunity for Mean Machine to get something on the scoreboard. Remember, it's only 7 points that separate the two sides. 5 minutes left to play. This match has really struggled to spark into life. Has been like a slugfest between two seasoned heavyweight boxers, William Jiguna.
Absolutely, yes, it's been a slugfest. A very scrappy game, and it's anybody's game right now because Mean Machine do have the line out. And the referee calls it back, and knock on there by Mean Machine. So advantage to Impala. Davis Makori not very happy. The time wasting tactics there by Mudhama.
But you wonder why Mudhama would want to waste time, yet his team is on the wrong end of the scoreboard, trailing by 19 points to 12. Precious little time left here at the RFUA ground. This is the opening fixture on match day 4 of the Kenya Cup, coming to you live and free on Bamba Sport. At 4 p.m. we do have KCB up against host Kenya Harlequin. Other fixtures will see Strathmore Leos hosting Kabras Sugar at the Madaraka ground. Menengai Oilers playing against Homeboys in Nakuru. While also in Nakuru RFC up against Black Blood. While across the fence at the Jamhuri Park, it is Nondis and Mwamba. Penalty advantage is with Mean Machine. Remember, we saw this same scenario last week when Impala had to defend for their lives in the opening and closing moments of that encounter against the Strathmore Leos. Machine really haven't asked that many questions of Impala in the second half. They have been getting the penalties, but really just doing nothing, electing to kick for touch, but in the process kicking away possession. And you can see what Impala are doing, playing the ball downfield, forcing the Machine players to turn, retreat into their half. Again, that kick, not the best from Obonyo. It really doesn't trouble Impala. Is booted downfield. Just looking to get a few more minutes off the clock. Can this be a try-scoring opportunity for Impala? That was Maurice Murimi. He was always going to run direct into his man. That's Mudhama with the box kick. It is not fielded. Is this an opportunity for Mean Machine pouncing on the loose ball? This is going to be a try under the posts. Mean Machine are back into it just when we began to write them off.
Absolutely. A try has been given there.
The try scorer is Aaron Otieno. Showed the presence of mind to pursue that kick, claim the ball on the bounce, and race clear to score under the posts. Alfred Otieno, we can see that again. That was a well-oiled try from Mean Machine. Conversion between the sticks will draw level the two sides. The man tasked with the kicking duty is still Festus Shiasi. He hasn't had a good afternoon with the ball from the tee, but he surely cannot afford to miss this one from in front of the sticks.
Absolutely, yeah, he needs to nail this. And probably we are looking at a draw in this encounter, the first draw of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. He gets it right, and we are tied at 19-all here at the RFUA ground with 30 seconds to go. And Mean Machine, who looked out dead and buried at 19-12 with Impala having the lion's share of possession and territory, are suddenly tied at 19-all here. And once again, Mean Machine never say die attitude, really give them a try out of nothing.
But William, back to what we said, this has been a slugfest, really nothing electric. In fact, that try from Aaron Otieno, probably the most spectacular feature of this game so far.
Absolutely.
And it is Machine with their tails up as we head into the dying moments of the match. Another kick downfield. Impala will have to be a lot more decisive in fielding that ball. Referee once again calls for the infringement.
We're into the last passage of play. The 80 minutes are up. Mean Machine tying with Impala at 19 all.
Remember Mean Machine making a return to the Kenya Cup. They were relegated at the close of the 2016-2017 season. They spent the 2017-18 season playing in the second division KRU Championship. They are back, and not bad results they've posted so far, because it is always difficult coming from the second tier into the top tier of Kenyan rugby. Teams have struggled in the past, the likes of Thika RFC, Bungoma Sharks, Mombasa, Kisii, to name but a few. They haven't had this kind of start that Mean Machine have had. Kabras is a unique case because they came in from the second tier straight to the Kenya Cup final, and they've never been out of the top 4 in the Kenya Cup in their 4 or 5 years in the Kenya Cup.
So last passage of play, it's Mean Machine being penalized there. And what do Impala do right now? They probably have to launch it deep into Mean Machine territory and probably opt to go for the drop goal. And it's one area which I thought probably Mean Machine were targeting with that line out throw. We're into the final few seconds of this game, and the scores are tied at 19-19. We rarely do have draws, Michael Kwambo, in rugby.
Rarely do, but when they do happen, it is always something worth talking about. Remember last season, KCB and Impala played to a 9-all draw at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. I think the result, William Juguna, is a fair representation of the action that we have seen on the field of play today.
Absolutely, yes, very fair, a very fair reflection.
Just reward for both sides. That ball claimed once again by Impala, looking to end this match with a flurry. This is Paul Muriuki, another former Kenya under-20 international, had a stint with Nondis and Quins. This is Paul Mutsami, breaks through the tackle. Could he be in for some more last-minute drama? This is Ndome, just steps and then elects to go into contact. The ball is played to Samson Onsomu. Onsomu has Makori in support. Makori carries it a meter or so forward. Onsomu once again. Mutsami. Ball looked to have traveled forward. And this is a strong run coming through from Derek Maya. Impala have Machine on the ropes. This is Samson Onsomu looking for support. He gets it. Kelvin Kimutai is there. The ball is played to Oroko. Oroko has a man in support, that is Vincent Mose, who has since discarded off his headgear. Onsomu is marshalling his forwards. You can see the urgency in Impala's play as they go for the kill here. Current scores 19-all between Impala Saracens and Mean Machine in the blue and white strip.
So will Impala go for the drop goal, or will they go for...
Actually get a penalty, and you can see Samson Onsomu pointing to the posts. That pressure was eventually going to result in an error on either side. Eventually it was Impala forcing the error out of Mean Machine. They have a penalty. It is in a rather straightforward position. Samson Onsomu taking all the time in the world. You can see the leadership that he has brought since coming on as a second half substitute for Xavier Bet. He's been able to bring that level of control, although admittedly Impala have been caught napping several times by Mean Machine, punished with that try by Aaron Otieno, but they do have the opportunity to actually kill off this game. Man tasked with the kicking duties is another second half replacement, Quinto Ongo. This is a big kick, this is a pressure kick. Is this the kick that wins Impala the game? Ongo didn't have too much of success last week against the Strathmore Leos. Probably that was a one-off. His run-up is confident. His kick is accurate. Between the sticks, 22-19. And that is it at full time. Impala Saracens running off with a 3-point win, 22-19. William Juguna.
Very scrappy game here. We've seen the 80 minutes. Impala winning it at the death from that penalty. But what a valiant display from Mean Machine, as we said earlier, who play very unstructured kind of rugby, but they've held on to their own. And Impala will go top for a few minutes or for a few hours before Cabras take on to the pitch against Strathmore Leos at the cage in Madaraka. But an unsatisfactory performance from Impala, who win by the penalty kick in the dying seconds by Quinto Ongo, 22 points to 19, each team scoring 3 tries each. But the key difference being that Quinto Ongo scoring that last minute penalty. What a game we've had. It's been quite scrappy, very feisty from both sides. Mean Machine jumping to a 12-0 lead before Impala coming back to lead at 14-12 and then 19-12 before Mean Machine tied the game with a 7-pointer of their own, and before Impala launched one last attempt downfield, getting a penalty at the end there to win by 22 points to 19. So this is how it unfolded here. Alfred Orege with the opening try, powering his way past Paul Mutsami, and then they were to get the second try. His try was disallowed because there was a forward pass as Orege tried to feed in. Actually, not Orege, but Anthony Obonyo tried to feed in Shadon Munoko. But from this try from the scrum, Ben Kanyi was able to go over the line to give Mean Machine a 12-0 lead as he tackled Xavier Bett off the ball there, able to scoot away from Edmond Anya. For Impala, were able to get on the scoreboard just on the stroke of half-time. And the conversion by Bakwe Mui, try scorer. They're just trying to find out who scored this try. And then simplest of tries here for Tyson Okoth, the skipper, to tie the game, and with Kemoi's conversion to make it 14-12. And then Impala were able to go ahead, courtesy of Samson Onsomu. The referee's arm was out, and Onsomu just barreling his way over the line there from that powerful scrum. Brian Marubu just tackling. And right now, we'd like to take you to Muhammad Abubakar, who's got interviews with the two coaches, Frank Ndong and the Mean Machine coach, Ramsfield Matekwa. That was a try from Mean Machine's Brian Marube, sending the pocket of Mean Machine fans into delirium, deep into injury time.
All right, another Navi ending here at the RFUA grounds, where Impala Saracens emerge winners 22-19 against Mean Machines. It was a Navi ending, but Impala left it late to take all the points here in this game. But before we talk to the winning coach, I'd like to talk with the coach of Mean Machine, Mr. Ramsfield Matekwa. Ramsfield, what a game you've given Impala here, losing it right at the very end. What do you feel about the game?
The game has been fine. Actually, the boys have tried their level best, despite the fact that officiating has been much poor on our side, despite the same machine as Hulkan, but officiating has been poor on our side, because actually we are taking the game on the head.
You started the game very strongly, going into the second half as well. You went behind, managed to come back. What did you tell your boys at halftime going into the second half?
The boys were just happy and they were ready for the match, and actually they knew they were going to get Impala on their height. Yeah.
Perhaps where do you think were the shortcomings for Mean Machine today?
Mean Machine shortcomings were just awareness a little bit, and also on the set pieces, they lacked a little bit. That's the thing that made them to actually to come down.
And the crowd, you can see the crowd was pushing the team the whole way. What strength does it give to your team having the fans behind the team?
We really thank our fans, because actually our fans are the people who are motivating us and making us also to be the head up. And actually they came today to know that we are coming to pick up from.
All right, all the best, coach. Cheers. All right, that is Coach Ramsil Matekwa of Mean Machine. We'd like to talk with the coach of Impala Saracens, Frank Ndong, who have managed to leave it late again. Another victory. It's been a Navi-ending 2 games in a row right now. We remember the last game as well, but you've managed to get over the line. How do you feel about the game?
A win is a win for one. I think we still haven't got our rhythm yet. We are struggling a bit on decision making, and we're not as clinical as we'd like to be.
You came from behind to level the scores, and going into the halftime and coming back stronger, taking the lead. What did you tell your boys at halftime precisely?
We talked about ball retention. We're losing a lot of balls, and our indiscipline first half, we consider a lot of penalties. So Machine got a lot of territorial play thanks to our own mistakes. Second half, discipline improved slightly, but we still wasted some chances that we really have to get away of closing those weak moments.
4 wins out of 4, coach. How are you feeling?
We were meant to be, but I think we've dropped some bonus points along the way, and those bonus points are important, especially moving up ahead. Yes.
And in terms of conceding tries, how are you going to deal with that as well? Because the scores have been tight in recent games as well.
Yes, it's a problem. Considered tries, but as long as we keep winning, I believe the 5 points are more important at this point. Yes.
Like you said, a win is a win, coach. Congratulations and all the best for the next game.
Okay. It's good to play poorly and win. Yeah.
All right. Cheers, coach. All right. That was the first game between Impala Saracens and Mean Machine here live from 2 p.m. up to right now at the RFUA grounds. The second game live will be Kenya Harlequins against the defending champions KCB. Enjoy.
Saramala. They started calling me that name in 2016 because of the hard runs and the hitting and all that, Yeah, so I used to hit people so hard. Yeah, they started calling me Carpenter. Yeah. Most of the teams that I've faced are a little bit technical, but the harder ones have been KCB and Cabras during our previous Kenya Cup when we were not relegated. Yeah, they were tough because they are a little bit technical than us. They have a little bit more resources than us, and most of them are not students. Yeah, they don't have the same challenges, maybe. Yeah. Mukidza. I love his style of play. Yeah. Outside rugby, I love eating and sleeping mostly, yes. My favorite meal is ugali samaki, yes.
Rhodesia wins.
Missed out on some weekend footballing action, perhaps that last-minute winner. That controversial moment.
This is the Champions League. Headline being written.
Or even some off-field drama.
Respect.
With the help of expert analysts and of course you, the fans, will be covering all matters football.
Character within these players is magnificent.
Also during the World Cup, Hazard was at the top of his game.
Tune in to Monday Night Football with me, your host Mohamed Abubakar, from 8:30 p.m. on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans. Football 254 is back. Fresh face, fresh show. A show that brings you the best of Kenyan football, from the Kenyan Premier League to the National Super League, magnifying all matters grassroots football and the national team. Join me, Mohamed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans.
I started playing rugby in high school, Mangu High School. That was way back in 2000 and I started from 2006. That's when I joined the team. But by then, our form fours were the late Gadumbi, Kioko, the Kangeze twins. Yeah. So I learned a lot from them, and that's when I got to love the game. From then on, love at first sight till now. Living Ozimba as a rookie, I used to play I joined Nondis for a season. We sacked each other as the Ozimba 208 to go to Nondis, but it didn't work out. I wanted somewhere where I can challenge myself more. So Pau recruited me to Homeboys. That's when I joined Homeboys. When I joined Homeboys, I left Homeboys in 2013, joined KCB, where I won the Enterprise Cup. From KCB, I was recruited by Ogot to Cabras Sugar. I was the captain for 2 seasons, where we won the Kenya Cup. I was the captain for the first season, and for the second season, Max Adaka took over. From Cabras, I came back to Homeboys in 2016, and I've been here since then. It has always been close to Homeboys, so east or west. Now I'm here. I usually look up to guys who have excelled not only on the pitch but even off the pitch, and it's impressive when I look at the portfolio of most players who are in Mangu, Joel Nganga, Kipto. These are guys who have excelled on and off the pitch. They've set a high pedestal for us guys, so it's for us guys to achieve what they've done and probably even go a notch higher. Guys like Pau, who have they've mentored guys. Pau recruited me from way back in high school. When I was in Form 3, it was awesome. Internationally, I've always admired Jerome Keno, the former All Black number 6. His main aspect was consistency. Jerome was a cornerstone for New Zealand rugby in 2011, and you can remember during the same years when he lifted Digby Ioane. That was awesome. And in 2015, he had over 70% dominant tackles, which is amazing for number 6. And by that time, he was 30 plus years. Yeah, 30 plus years. It's amazing. So that's what us guys are aiming for. Me as an individual, yeah. As for now, even as a player, I usually assist the main machine coach. We were with them before they came into Kenya Cup. And with Leonard Mugaisi, I usually coach the forward and Mugaisi coaches the backs. But the main reason why I'd want to go into coaching is to mentor young kids. Because if rugby has given me a lot, the game itself, and I need to give thanks and give back, and that would be my small way. So I wouldn't mind coaching.
Are the defending Kenya Cup champions. This match is expected to be a cracker. It will be kicking off any time from now. Remember, both sides have had an indifferent start to the season, winning 2 games and losing 1. KCB starting their season with a 27-5 win over the Menengai Oilers before losing to Nondis by 27 points to 22. They bounced back last weekend with a 33-13 win over Mwamba. Kenya Harlequin started their campaign with victory on match day 1. They then went down to a shock 14-8 loss to Menengai Oilers, newly promoted side, on match day 2 in Nakuru, before bouncing back last weekend to defeat Homeboys by 35 points to 15. In our picture there we see the 2 captains, Curtis Lilako of KCB and Patrice Agunda, just leading out their teams. For the viewers, Quins are in the quartered shirts, KCB in the green and blue strip. My name is Michael Kwambo, taking you through the commentary, and joining me in the booth for this second match is William Juguna.
Tough game coming up between these two sides, remember, and it promises to be a cracker. The Quins have gone to their fans and are doing the national anthem. Just the lineups before these two teams slug it out. For Quins, we do have Brian Oboya, Frank Alwale, Paul Kioko, Hilary Baraza, Mike Onsando, Patrice Agunda, who is the captain, Ida Chitanda, Kelvin Angote, Aaron Ofoyoth, William Reeves, Aluda Beda, Alex Olaba, Jasper Ochen, Dominic Osino, Martin Wanjia. On the KCB side, Oscar Simiu, George Asin, Curtis Lilako, Francis Muita, Oliver Mangeni, Andrew Amonde, Felix Ojo, Peter Waitere, Michael Wanjala, Billy Sabwa, Jacob Oje, Esau Otieno, Peter Kilonzo, Tony Onyango, and Darwin Mukidza.
On the bench for Kenya Harlequin is Boniface Ochieng, Melvin Dhairu, Ayub Kiptanui, Wilson Kopondo, Malcolm Onsando, Frank Wanyama, Dave Ambunya and Isa Hidris. While on the KCB bench we have Peter Karia, Moses Amsala, George Gishure, Ian Indimuli, Brian Nikuli, Samuel Asati, Stafford Abeka and Isaac Njoroge. Center referee for this match is the very experienced Godwin Karuga. And it will be Kenya Harlequins, Kenyan international William Reeve to get this match underway. He's just having a feel of the ball. Referee Godwin Karuga just making sure that everything is in order. After having that feel of the ball, William Reeves will get us underway.
William Reeves actually played fullback at the Impala Floodlights. He's Nanyuki based. He's been with the British Army training, Batuk. Now he's a Kenya Harlequins player as well as a Kenya Simbas player. Played at the Repechage in France. And we are underway in the heavyweight clash of the weekend. KCB playing from left to right, Harlequins playing from right to left.
That is Frank Kalwale, played in by William Reeve of Orioth with the distribution out wide. Both teams will be keen to make a flying start to the game.
This is one area where Quins will like to exploit. I think out wide they do have some very interesting players in the back line, very pacey, very quick. But speaking to the head of the technical department at Kenya Harlequins, Victor Sudi, he told me this match will be won up front in the forwards. And this is one area KCB have really perfected to very good use in the last couple of years.
As Billy Sabo just boots that ball deep into touch, just bounces out to touch in the Quins half. Presenting an opportunity for the bankers to launch their first foray against their opponents. The man in shirt number 5 there for KCB, Oliver Mangeni, experienced campaigner, Kenyan international. Shirt number 6 is Andrew Amonde. Mangeni claims that ball in the air. Michael Wanjala, former Kenya under-20 international, former Kenya Sevens international, just marshalling his forwards. Quins looking to curb the momentum from KCB. This is a furious drive early on. Peter Waitere has a feel of that ball. Felix Ojo arrives there, as does George Asin. It is now George Asin at the back of this. Referee Godwin Karuga playing the advantage.
The referee's arm was already out already, and Quins being punished for coming through the side in trying to bring that rack down. So advantage still with KCB in the all green jerseys. KCB the champions of the Kenya Cup for the past 2 seasons, 6 times in total. Remember, winners in 2005 to 2007. And for a club that was formed just the other day in 1989, the dominant force now in Kenyan rugby. Winners of the Impala Flatlands for the 2nd year running a few weeks ago.
Kenya Harlequin, on the other hand, have not won the title since the 2011-2012 season.
Felix Ojo wins it there. It's all KCB in these opening exchanges, trying to go through the forwards. Remember last week they had a frenetic start against Harlequin, against Mwamba, winning 33-13, leading 26-3 at halftime. Curtis Lilako, very experienced campaigner. Wanjala again, just going through the faces there. They do have Andrew Amonde in their ranks. Wanjala gives it to Georgia Sin. It's all KCB here. Quins with a lot of tackling to be they have done in this opening 3 minutes so far. Wanjala again. And a furious defense coming in from Kenya Harlequins, but how long can they defend? Wanjala gives it to Waitere. Wanjala again, they go out wide. They try to go for the offload, but it's all KCB here. Oliver Mangeni restored to the starting lineup. Missed the first 3 games of the season as he was away with the Kenya Simbas. And the referee penalizing KCB. So Quins are able to dodge that bullet, because a couple of more phases there, and definitely KCB were going to go over the line and get the opening score of this game.
But this is a clash between the sides, sitting 4th and 5th on the current standings, as you just catch a shot of the crowd that has gathered here at the RFUA. We had the early kickoff at 2 p.m. between Mean Machine and Impala Saracens. A last-minute penalty from Quinto Ongo, winning that game for the Saracens, who just took it 22 points to 19.
Other fixtures of the day: Cabras are at Strathmore, Mwamba are at Nondis, as Oilers host Homeboys, and Nakuru play Black Blood.
Olaba goes down under the tackle from Amonde. He does well to present it. Oforioth with the box kick. Get some breathing space there for Quins.
Quins, can't remember the last time that Quins actually beat KCB in the Kenya Cup. There was one record score 2-3 seasons ago where Quins won by 75 points to 10. A very low point for Harlequins. But they have recovered, made it to the Kenya Cup playoffs, lost to Impala, and 2 seasons in a row, I think, lost to KCB in the semi-finals.
The ball is claimed by Felix Ojo. KCB elect to go for the rolling maul once again. This is George Asin, just looking to secure that ball as his forwards drive forward. Wanjala with a short pass. Billy Isabwa plays it to Jacob Oje. He's doing well there to keep it in and alive. This is former Kenya international Oscar Simiu. Wanjala plays it out wide to Asin. Asin has Muita surging forward, but Muita losing it on the tackle. Advantage Quins now, but the pressure coming from KCB. It's been a furious opening to this match. No scores yet. That is Paul Kioko going into contact. Does well to present that ball. He has his numbers arriving. Oforioth, Ugandan international, kicks that ball downfield, but it is claimed. Darwin Mukidza has a man in support. KCB cleaning it up, looking to build from deep in their half. Curtis Lilako with that carry. That was a dodgy pass, but eventually claimed. This is Darwin Mukidza. Actually, that was Peter Kilonzo. Referee Godwin Karuga penalizes Quins.
So in all, KCB in this opening 7 minutes of this encounter of this match day 4 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season, and KCB opting to go for the sticks here, getting some scoreboard pressure going on. They have really dominated possession and territory, but it amounts to nothing when you don't convert it into either a try or a penalty. So they have opted to go for the penalty attempt to be taken by Darwin Mukita at the back three of KCB. Darwin Mukita and the newly signed Tony Onyango, signed in from Homeboys, familiar face on the Kenya Simbas for the past couple of seasons, now combining very well with Darwin Mukita and Jacob Oje, who's been restored back to the wing after his first 2 games he played as a second center. Mukita's kick is successful, and KCB with an early 3-2 0 points lead here at the RFUA ground in the heavyweight clash of the weekend here. Match day 4, in case you missed it, Impala narrowly beating Mean Machine by 22 points to 19. In other fixtures of the day, Cabras are the visitors to the Strathmore Leos. Mwamba are at Nondis, while Black Blood are at Nakuru to take on Nakuru FC, as Menengai Oilers host Homeboys in part of our fixture program for the day. William Reeves with the kickoff. Taken back there by one of the Quins players there. Must have been the left winger. And Reeves just trying to look to put boot into leather, but the referee's arm was out for a knock on there from Harlequins. So it will be advantage to KCB, who have the early lead by 3 points to 0.
Indeed, early days in this match, and it depends also on how Quins settle into a rhythm. KCB have been the quicker side to settle into a rhythm, showing their intent and getting points on the board. Quins will need to respond, and respond quickly. Referee Godin Karuga just in a bit of consultation with his assistants before overseeing this scrum down as we're heading into the opening 10 minutes of the game. Some interesting statistics, William Juguna. Mike Onsando starts at lock for Kenya Harlequin. His first cousin, Malcolm Onsando, is most likely his direct replacement starting from the bench in this match.
Yeah, the Onsando family, a very big family in Kenyan rugby. Ham, Jesse, Joe Onsando. As KCB now continue with their relentless pursuit there, Francis Mwita, who for me has been one of the standout players for KCB this season. Has done his score roles very well, been able to win at the line out, been able to get turnover ball. That was Oliver Mangeni, but Francis Mwita has had a very decent start to the season. And Ken Harlequins being on the receiving end of Godfrey Karuga's interpretation there. They were offside. And Quins had to provide an attacking punch this opening 10 minutes of this game. Remember, Quins have already lost a game this season. They lost to Menengai Oilers in the second fixture of the season, 14-8 at the Nakuru Showground, and they also beat Mwamba 29-26 in the Sunday fixture of the opening day, and they were able to beat Homeboys last week 35 points to 15.
As the sun just comes out over the RFEA ground, allaying fears that many a Nairobian had early this morning when the skies decided to open up. There's beautiful weather for rugby, just hoping that the rugby on the field actually lives up to its billing. But this is the highlight of match day 4. Kenya Harlequin versus KCB. Penalty advantage swings the way of Quins, who are still looking to find their way into this match. They trail through that penalty from Dawi Mukidza. William Reeve will kick this ball out into touch, get some breathing space for Quins, and probably allow them to set up a platform for an attack going forward. This is Frank Kalwale, former Kenya under-20 international. He was called up to the Kenya Simbas in 2017, would have made the trip to the Four Nations tournament in Hong Kong, but was ruled out through injury, as was that man there guilty of a handling error in shirt number 10 for KCB, Billy Isabwa, who has been out of top flight action for close to 2 seasons with a series of injuries. But it is good to see him work his way back into the game and into top flight rugby, starting at number 10 for KCB.
Yeah, it's good to see Billy Isabwa back. And as you said there, played for the Kenya under-20 team, and of course played last week as KCB ran riot against Mwamba, winning 33 points to 13. Oforioth now with the scrum put in. Gives it to William Reeves. Reeves goes for the switch, and the referee says that there was an offside there. He slapped the ball down, and Issa Otieno moving dangerously.
But you could see the intent there from Issa Otieno going for the intercept. Really didn't feel that ball as he wanted. Had he been able to gather that ball with 2 hands, it would have been something else that we would be talking about right now. William Reeve with that big kick into touch, gaining a few more meters for Quins.
Referees actually encourage you to hold on to the, the laws of the game encourage you to hold on to the ball and not to slap it down, because the referee will deem it to be foul play. We've seen cards being given out for that, especially for repeat offenders. That's a snapshot of the crowd who've come to the RFA ground to catch a glimpse of the action here between these 2 heavyweights of Kenyan Rugby, KCB and Quins. And it's KCB with the early lead 3-0. Frank Alwale Is that ball there, but Malcolm Monsando dropped that ball, and yes, it's a knock on from Mike Monsando, not Malcolm Monsando. So advantage swinging back to KCB. KCB with 2 wins out of 3, beating Menengai Oilers and Mwamba, sandwiched between the loss to Nondis 2 weeks ago. Michael Wanjala with the scrum put in for the bunkers. Sao Otieno running into contact there, but running hard and straight. Peter Waitere going for the pick and drive. Wanjala now opposite to give the ball now to Milek down in Mukita, and the referee says that there was a knock on there.
That was Billy Isabwa living dangerously there. His kick was charged down. His second attempt to field that ball resulted in a knock-on. And this is some good go-forward ball for Quins. Can they build from this? This is actually their first foray into the KCB 22. They will be looking to get points on the board.
So Aaron Oforioth to feed the ball into the scrum, the Ugandan scrum half. Kevin Angote there, and Quins now turning off to go right here.
Dominic Osino lost that ball.
Quins in promising positions, but just coughing up the ball with the trail and beckoning there. Osino held on to that ball probably. He needed just to cut his way back in and just look for a teammate to pass on to that ball. But he drops the ball, and it's advantage swinging back to KCB.
Dominic Osino, a close season signing from Cabras Sugar, same as his fellow winger Aluda Beda. Remember, they played under Charles Cardovillis last season when Cardovillis was in charge of the team from Kakamega. This is Peter Waitere picking up that ball from the base of the scrum under close attention of Aaron Oforioth. KCB just looking to clean it up. Michael Wanjala marshalling his forwards. He eventually has some clean ball. Billy Isabo will have to be sure with his kick. It is a high hanging ball. Does it go out into touch? Yes, it does. Some breathing space for the bunkers.
It's been stop-start in this opening 16, 17, 18 minutes. Apart from that 5-minute spell where we saw the bunkers dominating, we haven't seen a lot of face play from both sides.
William Juguna, this match just appearing to be on the same script as the opening fixture this afternoon between Mean Machine and Impala Saracens. It was a match that dragged on, eventually ending in a 22-19 win for the Saracens, who now make it 4 wins out of 4. They are currently top of the table until the close of fixtures at about 6 p.m. this evening, when we'll know how the other fixtures have gone.
Oliver Mangeni wins it from the line out. Michael Wanjala, Felix Ojo taking the ball hard and straight into contact. Peter Waitere provides the ball to Wanjala again, gives it to Oscar Simiu.
This is Wanjala with the distribution. This is Isabwa. He has Isa Otieno, just takes his eye off the ball for the moment there. Handling error. The error rate is slowly but surely becoming a key factor in this match. Quite a number of unforced errors from both sides. We saw Dominic Osino just unable to hold on to the ball as he was played in by Aaron Oforioth with the try line in sight. And we've seen Billy Sabwa availing that ball to Isa Otieno. He had an opportunity to attack the space and just was unable to hold on to that ball. Another break in play as we're heading towards the 20th minute mark, the halfway mark in this particular fixture. Godwin Karuga doesn't seem too satisfied with the quality of that match ball. And indeed another one has been brought onto the field of play. 3-0 in favor of KCB. Darwin Mukidza's penalty after 7 minutes. The difference between the two sides.
interesting day this has been with the heavy downpour. Now the sun is out in its glory as Aaron Afurioth feeds that ball into the scrum. Good control coming in from Calvin Angot, from Edwin Chitanda. And Quins to go for the quick tap penalty, and now Quins on the attack here. Patrice Agunda.
Tackle coming in from Tony Onyango just slows down the progress. This is William Reeves, plays that ball out wide. Referee Godwin Karuga plays the advantage. Quins electing to go for goal as we just catch a glimpse of the Quins veterans there. Two of the ensembles, Joe and Ham, sandwiched in between former Kenya international, former Mean Machine and Nondi's player, Momo Musembi. Martin Wanjia, he has had a stint at Impala, Mean Machine and Mwamba, starting at fullback for Kenya Harlequin. He is tasked with the goal kicking duties here. It is a relatively straightforward kick, something that he should be sure of. Should it sail over the bar, then Quins will draw level. It's a confident kick from Wanjia to draw level the scores. Kenya Harlequin 3, KCB 3 as we approach the halfway mark in the first half. It has been rather dull and dreary after that strong start from KCB. Just seems to have fizzled out, and we are going through the motions of a rugby match, hoping that it will eventually spark into life at some point of the game.
Yeah, very scrappy from both sides. A lot of handling errors and mistakes, and the game is finally balanced at 3 points to 3. Seen some cameo of good play coming in from Harlequins, and KCB as Billy Sabwa now lines up the restart. Takes it to the left hand side, won by William Reeves. Reeves tackled there at the marauding KCB side of Orioth. Goes for the box kick. Quins being very particular as Darwin Mukitsa has a foot in touch there. He thought he had nailed the chase very well, but he had a foot in touch. And it's going to be a line-out throw for
a bit cheeky there from Darwin Mukitsa, trying to dispute the fact that he had a foot into touch, but the hawk-eyed assistant referee was not going to fall for Darwin's antics. Frank Kalale with the line-out throw for Quins. Oh, that's messy from Quins.
And Godwin Karuga penalizes KCB for not providing enough gap there at the line out. So William Reeves going for a quick tap. I thought actually going to take play to the corner, and the ball is stolen there. Costly error there by Quins as Felix Ojo rips that ball off a turnover from Paul Kioko. Wanjala gets Georgia C. Nasir now finds Curtis Lilako. Lilako plays in Waitere. Waitere now finds Tony Onyango. Onyango scoots, cuts. Once again, obstruction there. And KCB, the promising opportunity.
Indeed, William and the KCB players guilty of not observing their running lines. Accidental offside there. Just shifting possession back to Quins, killing the momentum that the bankers were beginning to build once again. But you have to give it to Quins, taking the game to KCB so far. And you can see their intent, looking to counter KCB at every opportune moment.
And all the hard work done by Felix Ojo just amounted to naught here. Literally stripped off the ball from Ayub Kioko. And from Paul Kioko, I beg your pardon. And they were on a very good run. They were hot on attack, but not, as you've said, not observing the running lines. Frank Alwale with this line-out throw for Quins. The score started at 3-3, 24 minutes. And once again, that line-out throw was not straight.
It was indeed woeful. It didn't look straight from the moment it left Frank Alwale's hands. He is going to be the scrum feed for KCB.
It's a tale of the game we saw against Mean Machine and Impala. The line-out throws not straight. As you can see, the fans who've come to the referee ground to catch A glimpse of the action in this heavy clash between Kenya Commercial Bank, KCB, and Harlequins here at the referee ground. The sun is out in all its glory, despite the heavy downpour we had in the morning. The pitch conditions a bit slippery and a bit tricky. Waitere opts to go into contact, gives the ball to Michael Wanjala. It was Oscar Simiu. Wanjala again pops the ball out to Waitere. Waitere meeting stiff resistance from the Quins forward backs there, and once again George Yasin. There was a knock on there, but he's saved by the referee as Quins were offside. It's been a tale of these two teams. The two teams not observing the offside line.
William
and handling errors.
It is interesting to see Patrice Agunda playing the forwards. Former Kenya 7s, former Kenya 15s international, traditionally has been fielded in midfield, either 12 or 13, but lately playing as a loose forward.
Age really catching up with Patrice Agunda. Was part of the Kenya team at the Junior World Rugby Trophy. Played there for the Kenya team in 2009. So this is a man who's got literally 10 years of rugby on his bodies.
Probably even more if you consider his high school rugby as well.
Yes, an alumni, if I'm not wrong, of St. Mary's Yala in Kisumu.
Ball is claimed in the air by KCB. Just looking to surge forward this particular moment. Quins holding up as the Bankers drive forward. This is Michael Wanjala, breaks loose, but he is isolated. Does he have numbers arriving? Yes, he does. Referee Godwin Karuga penalizes KCB. That was Billy Isabwa, alumni of the Kakamega High School, schoolmates with Michael Wanjala as well. William Reeve, we have seen him do this time and again, find territory for Quins. This match taking some time before getting to the boil.
Frank Halwale with the line out through here for Harlequins. Better throw from them. Reeves now, the good pass there. The kick coming from the Quins' backs as Darwin Mkwitsa just gets that ball in quick time. And another knock on there from KCB. It's been the story of the first half. A lot of knock-ons from both sides. And Darwin Mukita thought he had made a very clean catch, but at the rack there was an attempted handling. There was a handling error by KCB. And this game yet to get into a rhythm of some sort here. Both teams guilty of errors while in attack and really stalling the momentum. Aaron Aforioth to put this ball into the scrum for the home team, Harlequins. Aforioth now gives it to Alex Olaba. Olaba coming off his wing to be the first receiver. Aforioth finds William Reeve. Reeve finds Matt Wanjia. Now what can Wanjia do with the sweet pass there that finds
that was John Aluda Beda, new signing from Kabras Sugar. Oforioth plays it out wide. Once again, Kelvin Angote sustaining the momentum for Quins. Oforioth with the distribution. Reeves with the kick behind the KCB defense. The ball is kept alive. No, it isn't. Dominic Casino was unable to field that ball. But that is looking more like it from Quins. Slowly but surely working their way into this game. Looking to contest with KCB, who signaled all the intent early on. The tide slowly turning. Advantage and momentum is with Quins. KCB just beginning to find themselves on the back foot, and William Juguna looking vulnerable.
Absolutely, yes. Better variation of play coming in from Harlequins. You could see Peter Reeves attempt the kick there. And once again, that line out throw from the Bankers, not straight. They're going to be they've been penalized by Godwin Karuga there. And it's advantage Quins. If Quins can make this count, they should be able to get in a try here. The Quins bench there. Former chairman, former player Edward Ogre Kinyan, the crowd who've come to catch a glimpse of this action. So Arana Forioth with the scrum put in. Will emerge victorious this afternoon between these two sides. Both sides have already lost a game each. KCB losing to Nondis 27-22 and Quins losing to Menengai Oilers 14 points to a dominant scrum. They're coming in from Quins there, and they get the wrap of the green and they get a penalty. And they will go for the posts here. It's very cagey in this opening 40 minutes of this encounter. That's the Quins bench. Frank Wanyama there in your picture. Malcolm Onsando, who was part of the Kenya 15 squad which went and played at the repechage in France a month ago. So Matt Wanjia with the second penalty attempt for the home side Quins. The picture there, the man with the black jacket and black shorts, Jimmy Mnene, team manager for Harlequins and also team manager for the Kenya Under 20, Chipo. Wanjia with the penalty attempt. And he misses it there. Matt Wanjia missed a penalty attempt, and it's still 3-3 with 10 minutes to go, 10 and a half minutes to go to the end of the first half here at the RFA ground.
The picture there, Billy Isabwa just bracing himself for that 22 dropout. Behind him is Peter Waitere. Isabwa with the ball. Does he have players on the chase? No, he does it. It is played deep and fielded by William Reeves, returning the favor to the KCB backs. Claimed in the air there by Darwin Mukidza. He has been rather quiet so far. Wanjala to Curtis Lilako. This is Oliver Mangeni. Goes into contact. Lilako loses the ball for the umpteenth time, an unforced error. This is Patrice Agunda. William Jugula, this game just not sparking into life. At the moment, it is proving to be a total anti-climax of all the hype that has been around it. But there is still time to salvage that, all of 48 minutes. Let's just hope that the second half will bring us a lot more.
Absolutely, the hype had been building for the entire week of this heavyweight clash. But lots of errors from both sides. And the ball shouldn't be that wet. Now, I can't imagine if it had rained or if it was raining, how conditions would be. The sun is out. The pitch should be drying up in some certain areas, but the players are guilty of taking their eye off the ball there as Aaron Oforioth goes to feed this ball into the scrum. It's been stop-start. It's been scrappy. Oh, the two sides are really scared of losing this game. We don't know. Oforioth, the referee's arm is out. I don't know if it's... No, it's not out. It's a decent scrum coming in from Quins. Yeah, the referee's arm is out, and it's all Quins now just trying to build a good platform. Felix Ojo goes in there trying to get a turnover. Malcolm Monsando next to try his luck, gains a few meters. Oforioth, and it's won there by Georgia Sin, but the referee says he's not happy with what he has seen in that exchange. Katis Lilako getting a talking down from the referee. I think the offside line is not being maintained by KCB. I think the referee's words will be next man to stray from the offside line will go to the bin. You just feel that Quins have now the momentum and the ascendancy, especially in terms of possession and territory.
Well, they do have that, showing a lot more control, and you can see it from their game plan. Very tactical, very measured in the way they're approaching this match. Just ensuring that they are always in KCB's half, because they have the confidence to match KCB both in the forwards and the backs. This is a well-balanced contest between the two sides. I think at the end of the day, it is who shows up for the party. And at the moment, it looks like the host, Quins, obviously feeling very much at home here at the RFA, but looking more like the team that is up to it. KCB signalled their intent early on, but just faded away into oblivion. The line-out ball is claimed by Quins, just looking to walk it. They certainly have the confidence there. Referee Godwin Karuga is playing the advantage.
Strange call, because I never saw KCB challenging the line-out throw. So I don't know how KCB get the now Quins have gotten the rub of green there, as Oliver Mangani tries to get an interpretation of that decision. 6.5 minutes to go to the end of the first half here. It's 3-3. It's been very dreary, very dull so far. The game yet to come into life between these two heavyweight sides. Who could strike first blood in this game? As Aaron Ofurioth feeds that ball into the scrum. Ofurioth, and the referee has called for a reset scrum, or will be a reset scrum. And Aaron Ofurioth still has the ball. In case you missed it, Impala beat Mean Machine 22-19 to go top for a couple of hours until we do have the final fixtures of the day. Ofurioth now gives it to William Reeves. Reeves now finds Olaba, and there was a switch there coming, but was a knock on there from I think Esau Otieno, and advantage to Quins again as we come ever closer to the end of the first half. 4.5 minutes in the picture there. Former Kenya Sevens international Alan Onyango, the Queen's secretary Stanley Omino, catching a glimpse of the action. I don't know if they're impressed by what they have seen so far in the opening 35 minutes of this game. It's been stop-start. KCB started the match very brightly, but Queens having the edge as the game has progressed. So Aaron Ofurioth, the scrum put in, gives it to William Reeves now. Reeves now cuts out a flank pass there, and Dominic Osino with the knock on, and he was in touch, and it will be advantage to KCB.
Well, things just not going the way of Dominic Osino. 2 opportunities he's had there, 2 opportunities that he has actually fumbled. Well, that is just the tale of the first half. 37 minutes played, 3 to play in the first half. It is all square between hosts Kenya Harlequin and KCB, 3-all. Darwin Mukidza and Martin Wanjia, the 2 fullbacks, trading penalties. Remember, the first match between Impala Saracens and Mean Machine was poised for a draw right up to the final minute when Quinto Ongo kicked over the sticks to win that game for Impala 22-19.
At least, Kwambu, in that game we had some tries being scored. This one, it doesn't look, it looks like the tries are allergic to both sides. Ball handling very poor, and it looks like this game could be decided by penalty kicks, or at the bare minimum we may just have 1 try, but we don't know who's going to score it.
Let's just see also what the second half has in store. This is Jacob Oje. Some incisive running there, though, deep in his half. Billy Sabwa kicks that ball under pressure, and their men back home to field it for Quins. This is Aluda Beda, full of running. He was called to the Kenya Sevens squad during the 2015-2016 season. Didn't make the final cut. Plays that ball to Martin Wanjia. Wanjia is also a former Kenya under-20 international. He has played with many players on this field, the likes of Felix Ojo, Frank Kalwale, Peter Karia, who's on the bench, Oscar Simiu, Mike Wanjala, just to name but a few. In our picture there we see Godwin Karuga in consultation with his assistant referee. I think these have been some of the more animated moments of the first half here.
Well spoken, Michael Kwambo. I think the referee's conversation with the assistant referee has been much better than the 39 minutes we've seen of action.
And maybe just a story as to why the referees are dressed in pink. I know there's been a lot of curiosity. It's because, simply put, they don't want to clash in terms of colors with any of the teams on the field of play. hence the decision to go into pink. In our picture there, Andrew Amonde with a barnstorming run goes into contact. Isa Otieno, Tony Onyango, Darwin Mukidza plays it to Jacob Oje. Jacob Oje turning on the afterburners, and Jacob Oje scores the game's opening try.
Finally, yes, some moments of brilliance there from Jacob Oje, and the Quins defense just went to sleep for a split second there, and KCB working the ball through their hands there, and they were able to get the try. Jacob Oje playing in his preferred position on the wing, and out of literally nothing, Michael Kwambo, we do have the opening try, which we've been crying for, and KCB on the stroke of full time do get the opening try there.
And you can see what Tony Onyango did, offloaded that ball on the tackle to Darwin Mukidza, who saw Jacob Oje coming in at full pace. Oje was never going to doubt himself, racing all clear to score the game's opening try. KCB retaking the lead 8 points to 3.
Disappointing for Quins. They thought they could have gone into halftime with a tied game, but right now it's KCB who have their tails up. It's been a very scrappy first half, and finally when some moments of brilliance coming in from Darwin Mukidza and Tony Onyango to put Jacob Oje in the clear and to score the first try. To me it looked like it was in slow motion, and the Quins defenders or the Quins backs just couldn't get a hand onto Jacob Oje, and Oje doing what he does best, scoring tries from that left wing position, as Darwin Mukidza now lines up the conversion.
It is unsuccessful. The scores remain 8-3 as the men in pink making their way to the center of the field.
And it is halftime. Halftime here there, referee ground. That last passage of play by Darwin Mukidza taking us to the halftime interval, with KCB the champions and the holders leading by 8 points to 3. Jacob Oje and Darwin Mukidza's points giving them the lead at 8 points to 3, and Quins points coming in from Matt Wanjia.
As just see a confirmation of the halftime score there, as the teams go into the break, and should expect a lot more action in the second half. Should expect the game to bubble into life. Jacob Oje turning on the afterburners, and Jacob Oje scores the contact. Isa Otieno.
Football 254 is back. Fresh face, fresh show. A show that brings you the best of Kenyan football, from the Kenyan Premier League to the National Super League, magnifying all matters grassroots football and the national team. Join me, Mohammed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans. Join me, Mohammed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans.
Hi.
My name is
Dylan Kerr.
David Rudisha.
Victor Wanyama, and you're watching
Bamba Sport.
Bamba Sport.
Bamba Sports.
20 teams, over 300 rising stars, and tons of stunning goals. Raw, uncut, and true to the game. It's the true spirit of Kenyan football. The National Super League, live on Bamba Sport, free for life.
I started playing rugby in high school. From there I joined Mean Machine. I went to two schools, Highway and St. Mary's. After that I joined Mean Machine, that was back in 2008. Then I joined KCB for a month and a half. I had not settled down. I was looking for a place where I could easily settle down and, let me say, camouflage with the team. Then after that, when Homeboys Rugby started, I joined them. And I've been in Homeboys ever since. I'll see the growth of the club from a place whereby you would actually win nothing, just participate, to a place whereby you're forced to reckon with. That can be my biggest achievement in this club as a player, because when we started it was a bit wishy-washy. I remember our first ever game that we actually celebrated was a win against Quins in the Kenya Cup, and then return. It was quite an interesting loss. Then after that, loss. As from 2013, the team started growing to a point whereby you can win sevens with the maximum points. You can lead the Kenya Cup table. That's quite something to take home. Personally, look at growth as a rugby. So in Kenya, I would start with actually my coach, Paul Murunga, because he played rugby, and now he's in actually giving back through mentoring as well as coaching. I would go as well as Kipto. He's actually advanced on the pitch and off the pitch, which is quite remarkable. Who else would I would look at? Quite a number of players who have achieved on, like Benjamin Aimba. Right now he's actually giving back, and he was excelled on and off the pitch. So those are my locally. And come to international, funny thing is I look forward to a player who does not play the same position as I do. I look like Quid Cooper, because right now he's actually off the pitch and he's actually more successful than he was on the pitch. So that in itself shows character, which is what builds a player. Considering the position I play, I might play for a few more years, probably, I don't know, 2 or 3. But for Homeboys, I see the team growing. Considering you can have players who was young as 18, 19, being given a chance to play against veterans in the 7s and in the 15s, such opportunities, that shows a club that is growing. And if you want to see any growth in any organization or any team as it is, look at the forthcoming, don't look at the current situation that they're in. So if you have players who are 18, 19 playing against, and it's always a privilege as a senior player seeing the person who's supporting you is actually a younger player looking up to you. It's quite something. A personal achievement, I see myself winning the Kenya Cup before actually hanging my boots, and I see, because there's a program we run every Sunday called King's Rugby Development Academy, whereby we bring kids from Kibera, actually around 300, train rugby with them, and then they're fed and they're taken back to Kibera. So in the future I see me participating more and giving back to the community through the Kibera initiative run by King's Rugby.
Join me, Mohamed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans.
And we're back for the second half of this Kenya Cup fixture between KCB and host Kenya Harlequin. KCB leading by 8 points to 3. This match was dull and dreary for most of the first half until that try from Jacob Oje right at the stroke of halftime, giving KCB the 5-point advantage going into the break. What will the second half bring? Will it be a lot more livelier than what we have witnessed over the opening 40 minutes? We definitely expect it to be that way. Billy Isabwa getting us off for the final 40. The ball claimed by William Reeve, going down under the tackle from Francis Muita, but does well to present that ball. Areno Forioth is there. Can see Quins have made a second half substitution, bringing on board the former Kenya Simbas captain Wilson Kopondo. Peter Waitere loses that high ball. There were plenty of unforced errors in the first half. That was the key statistic for both sides. The game really struggling to get into a rhythm. And as the second half begins, it is Quins showing their intent, looking to stay in this game.
With that knock-on, I thought the ball from where I sit went behind, but the referee said that ball went forward, and it's going to be a scramble to Harlequins. We need to bounce back. KCB is not a team you'd want to give the advantage of them leading 8-3, because they tend to grow in confidence and start scoring in threes, and before you know it, the game is out of reach. So I don't know for you, with the scrum put in for Harlequins as we start this second half.
That's Reeves. The tackle coming through, the ball is loose, 50-50. Dominic Osino finally catches the ball. William Juguna.
Yeah, he does finally, for the very first time after 41 minutes at his third attempt. He gets the ball. As I don't know for youth now, looks for passing. That was a knock on there by Wilson Kopondo. The Kenya Simbas captain had just concluded repechage, and the advantage swinging back to KCB. These two teams actually met in the Kenya Cup final in 2010, and I remember watching that final. KCB racing to a 21-3 lead at halftime before Quins came roaring back to win 26-21. The start of the three-peat for Quins, went on to win the Kenya Cup that season, the following season in 2012. And since then, they have been playing very much catch-up to the likes of Nakuru, KCB, and Kabras. So there will be a scrum reset there. Curtis Ilako not taking any chances, bringing back his big guns last week as they tormented Mwamba, winning 33-13 following that defeat to Nondis 2 weeks ago. A match you saw on this station, Bamba Sport, at the Lions Den. KCB with leading by 8 points to 3 as we get matters into the second half.
This is Michael Wanjala with the scrum feed. Under the close attention of Aaron Ofoirioth. He does well to get that ball out. This is Darwin Mukidza. Kidza electing to go out wide. William Reeve looks to be tackling him rather high. Yes, Godwin Karuga, the referee, spotted that. Penalty advantage still with the bankers. Billy Sabo calls for that ball. Under the direction of Andrew Amonde, almost shouting there, let's find touch from this, let's gain territory. That's the kind of leadership you have when you blend in youth and experience. Billy Sabwa just turned 23 the other day. It's a ball out into touch.
Very experienced KCB side, which has Curtis Lilako and Andrew Amon. And a substitution, Peter Carrier coming in for Georgia Sin, and they have a very unique way of celebrating that substitution. Peter Carrier didn't make the final team to the repechage, but he starts having played a couple of games for KCB in the ESS, and he's back to first team duty.
And to many of our viewers watching, the ESS, the Eric Shirley Shield, is the Kenya Cup Reserve League. Basically where you get your second string sides to play that line out throw. Not satisfactory.
For the umpteenth time, Michael Kwambo, KCB don't get it right, and a promising opportunity on attacking line out goes haywire for the bunkers.
There should be an interesting battle in the front row. Peter Karia up against Frank Kalwale. These two are the two hookers for the Kenya under-20 squad during the years 2014-2015. They now come up against each other. One playing for Quins, one playing for KCB. Aaron Oforioth with the scrum feed for Quins. And it has been turned over. This is Peter Waitere with an eye for the try line. He is slowed down by William Reeves. KCB smelling blood. Felix Ojo just loses possession of that ball with the try line beckoning. Francis Mwita not too happy with that. Close shave there for Quins.
All the hard work done in that scrum. Remember, it was a Quins put into the scrum, and Felix Ojo, you know, he took his eye off the ball there, but a missed opportunity there for the Bankers. Maybe they can't redeem themselves. They can win this scrum again. They bullied off Quins off the ball there, and they were able to feed, and they were able to go on a good run. But Felix Ojo just took his eye off the ball, and opportunity spanned. It's advantage to Quins now. We need to clear their lines. They're very much underneath their own posts here. They're going to come under pressure from this KCB pack here. Once again, the KCB scrum. Once again, they do it again. Can he go over the line? Yes. Peter Waitere. A second bite of the cherry, and he gets try number 2.
William Chiguna, that was a massive scrum from KCB, forcing the turnover. Peter Waitere gifted Christmas 17 days early.
Well said, Michael Kwambo. For the second time in less than a minute, the KCB scrum literally obliterating the Queen's scrum there, and Peter Waitere didn't need any second invitation. He got a second bite of the cherry, and he was able to go over the line. And KCB get a second try of the afternoon. Just as they did immediately as the first half was ending, they get a second try to start off the second half. And David Mukitsa now, the simplest of conversions, gets it over the line. And it's now 15 points to 3. A game that was literally turning into a yawn fest now has come into light with those 2 tries by KCB, who now lead 15-3.
A lot more adrenaline in the opening 10 minutes of this half than all of the 40 in the first half. Let's just hope that the momentum is sustained by both sides. It will be interesting to see how Quins respond. Remember, they're playing at home in front of their very passionate fans. And they certainly do have plenty of firepower as well. You cannot write off the likes of Aaron Oforioth, Jasper Ochen, Dominic Osino, Alex Olaba. On the bench, we still have Frank Wanyama and Malcolm Onsando, as well as former Kenya international David Ambunya. Wanjala with the box kick. This is Tony Onyango on the chase. It is claimed by Aaron Oforioth. Onyango is not giving him any breathing space. Shrugs him to the floor. The advantage with KCB.
Andrew Monde doing all the dirty work there. That's what he's known for. Very experienced campaigner, providing also leadership in this KCB side alongside Curtis Lilako and Darwin Mukitsa. I would believe they are part of the leadership group for the Bankers, alongside the coach Curtis Olago Aloch. Grim faces on the Queen side there. I can see Edward Kinyan holding his arm by the cheek, wondering why it has gone wrong, because at one point this game was 3-3, and all of a sudden the Bankers have a 12-point lead as we head to the 50-minute mark.
But William, remember, we have seen very amazing comebacks in the game of rugby, so let's just not write this one off. Still have 30 minutes to play. A lot could happen. I recall during the 2008 season, KCB led Mwamba by 35 points to 10, lost that game by 36 points to 35. This is Tony Onyango to Darwin Mukidza. Jacob Oje feels that ball, shrugging off the challenge from David Ambunya. Andrew Amonde loses that ball as he was surging forward. advantage is with the bunkers. Godwin Karuga just ensuring that Quins get to be disciplined. They were not giving the bunkers that breathing space to take the penalty. Billy Isabwa from his stance is looking to find touch. Andrew Amonde in shirt number 6 has been a Kenya Sevens captain during its most successful spell, during which time they won the Singapore Sevens. But we are talking 15s rugby, Kenya Cup rugby, coming to you live and free on Bumper Sport. KCB with a line out throw from that penalty. Another opportunity perhaps for them to get more points on the board, William?
Probably yes, but I thought his kick should have gone much further to the corner. He really skewed his kick, but it's still opportunity for KCB. It's Peter Carrier. Gets that ball to Oliver Mangeni. It's all KCB here. This is where they excel in the dark arts, in the forward play. And once again, it's lost there. And Aluda Beda. KCB going for the turnover. And it's actually advantage to KCB.
You have to give credit to Aluda Beda. He did well to pounce on that loose ball. However, the reaction from KCB in terms of defense was swift, and they have curtailed what would have been a potentially threatening situation. Penalty advantage back to the bunkers.
It was a good switch coming in from KCB, but I just thought there was no communication there as they were attempting from that line out. But they get a second bite of the cherry, and I think Darwin Mukitsa, Tony Nyango, probably exits the game. I think I'm seeing him giving high fives to his teammates. He looked very lively in attack. Tony Nyango, close season signing from Homeboys. Oh, still in the field, Tony Nyango. Aluda Beda there, looks to me like a concussion. Attended to by the Quins medics here as Darwin Mukita now will be looking for territory with this kick. Does fine touch. At one point I thought Quins would have been able to retrieve that ball from from the corner, but it's advantage to KCB. What can they do? Can they get it right? They were here a few minutes ago before that switch in the backs went haywire. 50 points to 3. Still do have a long way to go in this encounter between the holders, the champions KCB, and Harlequins. Oliver Mangeni wins that ball very well from off top there. Wanjala finds Mwita. Mwita goes to Oscar Simiu. Oh, Simiu with a good run. Carries that ball a couple of meters. Wanjala now finds Curtis Lilako, captain of the day.
Ball looks to have been stolen. No, this is desperate coming from Quins. Wanjala is in a bind, but eventually gets that ball to Oscar Simiu. This is furious from the bunkers. Amonde with the try line in sight. Malcolm Onsando just slowing down his momentum for a moment here. Still KCB. They have Quins on the course here. This is Curtis Lilako, barges over. The third try for the bunkers, and it comes from the captain, Curtis Lilako, taking the scores to 23.
With the conversion kick to come, and once again KCB showing their prowess there. They have literally been stung into life. I think Curtis Olago must have spoken some harsh words at halftime, because they are playing much better in the second half. And that is try number 3, and we are basically 10 minutes into the second half. We still do have half an hour to go, and they could be looking for a bonus point here as the game goes into the later reaches of this game. Try number 3 for the bunkers by the skipper Curtis Lilako, as Darwin Mukita now lines up this conversion. Quins yet to come out to play in this second half. They have been under the cosh from the bunkers, and it's advantage to KCB. Conversion kick good by Darwin Mukita. That takes the score now to 22 points to 3. The next 10-15 minutes going to be very important for the home side Quins. They need to get on the scoreboard, and I'm not talking about a penalty. They need to score tries if they're to stay in touch with the bunkers.
Indeed, as you have said, a very crucial moment in the game. This could be the turning point. This is where you either come back or slip further away. William Reeve with that restart claimed by Andrew Amonde. Referee Godwin Karuga judges that ball to have travelled forward after being fielded by Amonde. Just catch a glimpse of the Quins technical bench. Charles Kaduvilis in the blue shirt. Partly hidden is Benjamin Naimba, former Kenya Sevens head coach. Captained Impala to Kenya Cup success in the early part of this millennium. Quins looking to find territory. There is still time. Converted try brings them to within 12 points of KCB. Frank Kalwale has struggled with the line out. Once again, that was Messi with the line out. The advantage remains with Quins. 25 minutes to play in the second half. KCB 22, Kenya Harlequin 3. The bankers' tries have come from Jacob Oje, Peter Waitere and Curtis Lilako. 3 points for Quins coming from the boot of Martin Wanjia, who drilled home a penalty. Aaron Oforioth, he is a bag of tricks, and what can he conjure up for Quins? Quins deep in KCB territory, but we saw them being obliterated. This is Angote, gets that ball wonderfully from that line out. Caught the KCB players napping. The response in terms of defense is furious coming from the bunkers. Oforioth is just looking to marshal his troops. The ball has been presented. They are going for the drop goal. It is successful. (22-6). We'll confirm the scorer of that drop goal in a moment. Little emotion being betrayed by sections of the Quins fans, but at least some points on the board there by way of that drop goal from Jasper Ochen.
Yeah, very strange move that Harlequins have done. I thought they maybe would have kept the ball alive, but probably they realized the the KCB defense very rock solid, so they've opted to go for the points there. But this is the margin to 16. They're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. As Michael Kwamba said, a converted try takes them to within 9 points of KCB. And that is still a lot to play for in terms of rugby.
So Billy Isabwa, bracing himself for the restart, has been given the go-ahead by referee Godwin Karuga. Ball is tapped back by Malcolm Onsando. This is Wilson Kopondo. Notice that Quins have changed their second row combination, the starting second row combination of Mike Onsando and Hilary Baraza, replaced by Wilson Kopondo and Malcolm Onsando. This is Aaron Oforioth. That was a crucial break. He didn't have men in support. Patrice Agunda finds himself in possession, but he was at standstill. He does well to present it. Oforioth plays it to Malcolm Onsando. The shift in direction as he looks to surge forward. Ball once again presented. William Reeve calling for that ball. Oforioth finding himself in a bind. Plays it to Wilson Kopondo. Kopondo with the offload to Frank Kalwale. Kalwale brought down under the challenge from Oliver Mangeni. This is desperate defending from KCB. Referee Godwin Karuga halts the proceedings. Penalty advantage with Kenya Harlequin. Aaron Oforioth wasn't on the mark, so he has to take that penalty again. Just catch a glimpse of the crowd that is here at the RFUA ground. This is Kenya Cup match day 4. This is the second of a double header. We did have the 2 p.m. kickoff between the Impala Saracens and Mean Machine. Quinto Ongo's last gasp penalty winning that game for Impala, 22 points to 19. Aaron Oforioth with an opportunity to kick for goal and bring Quins to within 13 points of KCB. Admittedly, the momentum has been with Quins since conceding that try from Curtis Lilako.
Absolutely, but once again, Kwambo, very strange decision being taken by Harlequins here. I would want to believe they would have opted for the try, but as much as they will get 3 points, probably they should have kicked the ball to the corner and won the line out and put pressure on KCB, because KCB will feel that as long as they can give away 3 points, it's not too bad for them.
But also remember, William, when you do have a reliable kicker, you take the chances and obviously trust in your forwards, trust in your backs to create the opportunities for the tries to come. But at that particular moment, Aaron Oforiot's kick sailed way beyond the post. The scores remain 22-6 in favor of the Bankers as we're heading into the final 20 minutes of this match. It is KCB in the green and blue, leading Kenya Harlequin by 22 points to 6. Oscar Simiu just goes off the field of play,
replaced by Moses Amusala,
as Stafford Abeka comes on for Issa Otieno. Stafford Abeka has had a start-stop season, curtailed by injury, but just making his way back. Issa Otieno goes off the field of play, having done his 60 minutes. Hasn't really been troubled much in midfield. Stafford Abeka now the man to complete the proceedings for KCB. This is Billy Isabwa bracing himself for the restart. Kicks it deep into Quins territory. William Reeves feels it, plays
Long
it
pass.
long and deep to Jasper Chen, who scored from that drop goal. Beautiful change of direction. Jasper Chen, full of confidence, plays it to Malcolm Onsando. Tony Onyango was back home to just curb that forward movement from Quins. Michael Wanjala has Darwin Mukidza out wide. His kick is charged down by Malcolm Onsando. It is still Quins showing a lot of pep, showing a lot of vigor, but still behind on the scoreline.
Yeah, Quins really need to be clinical, and they need to score a try within the next couple of minutes, because you get the feeling that probably KCB are just really beating their time, and once they get to the other side of the pitch, they probably could add more points. They expected this pressure to come in from KCB, and if they can leave them trailers for the next couple of minutes, then maybe they'll have one hand on this game. Peter Carrier with his line-out throw for the Bankers, who lead by 22 points to 6 into the final 20 minutes of this game. Carrier finds Oliver Mangeni, but once again the gap there was not the requisite margin, and it's going to be advantage to Harlequins. What can they do now? Converted try will push them to within 9 points of the Bankers, and maybe probably set their alarms in the KCB side. Remember, KCB with 3 tries already, they're probably trying to chase a 4th try if opportunity presents itself. Just remind you of other fixtures of the day in case you missed it at 2 o'clock. Impala went top after beating Mean Machine narrowly, 22 points to 19. Other fixtures is that Cabras are playing Strathmore Leos at Madaraka. There are 2 games in Nakuru. Nakuru RFC hosting Black Blood, and Menengai Oil hosting Homeboys, as Mwamba have made the short trip to the Jamhuri Park to play Nondis.
An interesting shift by Quins. Dominic Osino slotting in at scrum half. He had started this game on the wing. The penalty advantage is with Quins. This is David Ambunya, the dummy run there. Frank Wanyama is on. This is William Reeves. Plays the ball inside to Aluda Beda. He wasn't anticipating that pass. Handling error. Quins' momentum is slowed down.
Missed opportunity there for Harlequins. And miscommunication again, really impeding their play. Good pass there from William Reeves, but Aluda Beda wasn't expecting it, because you see Darwin Mukita had covered William Reeves very well onto the corner. And that switch worked in. Never know, maybe Aluda Beda could have scored the try that Quins are looking for. 17.5 minutes to go. It's KCB leading by 22 points to 6 here at the RFUA ground. Match day 4 of the 2018-2019 season. Impala already with a win under their belts, beating Mean Machine 22 points to 19. Very scrappy win from Impala, who next face Cabras next weekend at the Kakamega Showground in Kakamega. As KCB's next game will be against Homeboys I think, at the Lions Den in Dwaraka. Michael Wanjala to feed this ball into the scrum. Remember Peter Waitere's try coming from dominance by the KCB forwards. And Quins are penalized for early engagement at scrum time. And Michael Kwambo, you just feel the game is slowly by slowly, like when a python is literally putting its entire body on an antelope. Slowly by slowly, the game is slipping away from Quins.
Unfortunately so, but they can shock us. Let's just hope that they do have something left in the tank as KCB make a raft of substitutions. Ian Indimuli, Brian Nyukuli and Isaac Njoroge all coming on, replacing Michael Wanjala, Felix Ujo and Fata. The line out throw. The referee blows his whistle once again. This game has been bereft of technique in the line out, William Juguna.
Yes, absolutely, yes. It's one area which I think Kenyan rugby is really struggling, because even if you saw with the Simbas and even the Shujars in the sevens, the line out throws have not been the best. And once again, there KCB really
punished there. That was Peter Karia with the overthrow, just handing advantage quite easily to Quins. Paul Kioko does well to present that ball. This is Ochen, was bracing himself for the drop goal. And this is David Ambunya. Does he have men in support? Yes. This is Alex Olaba, slowed down there by Darwin Mukidza. The momentum is still with Quins. This is Brian Ochieng.
The referee's arm is out for an advantage.
KCB defending furiously. Quins driving forward. Os Kopondo finding the floor. Osino to Ochen. Reeves, change of direction. Inside pass to David Ambunya, desperately close to the try line. Osino. This is looking better from Quins. Osino once again smothered there by Andrew Amonde. Charles Kadovilis is not happy with that, and you could see his animated figure. It's burst out emotion there, but it is still the forward movement coming from Quins. The KCB try line is beckoning. Osino, Kalwale. Kioko arrives, as does Osino. Sino to Shitanda. Kopondo just directing traffic there, acting as a scrum half. He does not present that ball. Carries it a meter or two forward. Onsando just secures that ruck, picks up that ball. He is driven back there by Amonde. This is a lot better from Quins in search of that 5-pointer. Will they get it? Sando once again driven back by the KCB forwards, but the penalty advantage remains with Quins. This has been a good face of play from both sides. Quins showing a lot of intent. KCB defending furiously.
Absolutely, yes. Quins really playing, going through the phases, trying to use good forward ball there, but KCB defense standing very resolute as we come into the final 10 minutes of the game. 12 and a half minutes to go here at the RFUA ground. It's KCB leading by 22 points to 6, 3 tries to 0. As Peter Waitere is being handled there by the KCB medics. Game really coming into life in the second half with those 2 tries by Waitere and Curtis Lilako, and it's advantage now to Quins. They have been bullied off the scrum ball a couple of times here. What can they do now? It's a promising situation for them. They have to get it right if they're to really make this game a contest.
Samuel Asati on for Michael Wanjala at scrum for KCB, 19-year-old. We saw him limp out of the opening fixture against Menengai Oilers sat out their last 2 fixtures but is back. The man with the ball is Domenico Sino, signed from Cabras Sugar. He was deemed surplus to requirements, as was Aluda Beda, but they found a home here at Quins. They've found a place in the starting lineup and they've had quite the impact. The ball is fed into the scrum there, but once again not to the satisfaction of Godwin Karuga, who penalizes the Bankers. Quickly taken penalty. Patrice Agunda slowed down by Andrew Amonde. He just presents that ball. Amonde rolls away. Osino with the presentation there. Quins looking to drive forward. This is Malcolm Onsando. Godwin Karuga, hawk-eyed he is, looking to ground that ball. Once again a stop in play. Quins certainly with their tails up. As we're heading into the last 10 minutes of this encounter, it has been a lot more livelier in the second half. Both teams surely coming out to play. Brian Nyukuli, one of the players on the field, has had stints at quite a number of clubs. Former Kenya Simba's captain. And there you can see former Kenya Sevens international Alan Onyango and his son sitting next to one of the Quins assistant coaches, Amos Agiro. More changes for KCB. Curtis Lilako goes off to be replaced by George Gishure. A picture there, Brian Nyukuli, who we were talking about, started his rugby career at Impala, made the move to Kenya Harlequin, had a stint at Homeboys RFC, also played for the Strathmore Leos before finding a home at KCB. Curtis Lilako scored KCB's second try, just making his way off the field of play. Scored the Bankers' third try. The second try was scored by Peter Waitere. He has been replaced by George Gishure in the front row. Therefore, a total change for the Bankers up front. It started with Peter Karia coming on for George Asin before Moses Amusala replaced Oscar Simiyu, and now George Gishure coming on for Curtis Lilako. It is going to be a Quins scrum feed. In our picture there, Curtis Olago. He has been rather sedate this afternoon. Usually is a very animated figure.
Yes, absolutely, very animated. And final 9.5 minutes to go in this encounter. It's Quins looking for that try and the conversion to come within 9 points of the Bankers, who have a 22-6 lead here as we come into the final 8 minutes of this encounter. It's all been Quins in the last couple of 5-6 minutes, but they're yet to get the scoreboard ticking. Matt Wanjia and Jasper Ochen with that drop goal, and the Bankers with 3 tries.
Indeed, the tries coming from Jacob Ojei, Peter Waitere and
Curtis Lilako.
Quickly taken penalty there. That was Domenico Sino just playing it to Chen. Chen has been a bright spark for Quins this afternoon. Osino once again. This is Patrice Agunda, driven back but presents that ball. Onsando, Reeves with a long pass out wide. This is a battle between Frank Wanyama and Darwin Mukiza. Mukiza just doing enough to pressure Frank Wanyama out into touch.
Good work there by Darwin Mukiza. Read that pass very well from William Reeves, and Frank Wanyama thought he had the beating of Darwin Mukiza, and there was no way Darwin was going to let him pass there. And Michael Kwambo, the opportunities and the finishing not just coming the way of Harlequins there. You could see that Wanyama knew that he was being tackled, so he decided to offload the ball to Alex Olaba, but the pass went astray, and Peter Karia will be able to get this line out for KCB, who should be able to clear the lines and probably play in the right area of the pitch.
Also still looking forward to response from Quins. They throw in men once again. Melvin Thairu coming on board for Quins. He does replace Frank Kalwale. From the line out throw, Oliver Mangeni taps it back. Samuel Asati plays it to Moses Amsala. He does not kick that ball, runs straight through his man. This is George Gishure, big George Gishure running another 2-3 meters forward. Andrew Amonde charges forward. His momentum is slowed down, but he finds the floor. The contest for the ball is furious. Asati plays it out wide to Darwin Mukidza. Mukidza just kicks it deep into the Quins territory. It is fielded by Aluda Beda. Change of direction. Aluda Beda has beaten 2 defenders, slowed down by Ian Indumuli. That tackle looked high, but Godwin Karuga hasn't called anything yet. Ochen once again. Ochen, and this is dangerous from Oliver Mangeni. Probably going to see Godwin Karuga reach into his pocket. And in our picture there, Solomon Okia in the hoodie, Ugandan international, is perplexed, feeling the pain.
Must have been saying Banange in the Ugandan language.
And Oliver Mangeni is going to spend the rest of this afternoon in the sin bin, just flipping Luda Beda into the air.
Like a sack of potato.
It looked like a scene from WWE wrestling, not Kenya Cup Rugby live on Bamba Sport. Let's just see that once again. Oliver Mangeni. That would have been a backflip to win him the bout if it was a wrestling contest.
Absolutely.
But we're just hoping that the player on the floor is in good shape, away from the humor. It is Jasper Chen, landed on his backside. It can be uncomfortable, William Juguna.
Absolutely, yes, very uncomfortable. And those horizontal tackles not allowed anymore in the game of rugby, and the referees have been told to clamp down on such kind of tackles in any form, be it in the 7th game or in the 15th game. And Oliver Mangeni will be out for the next 6 minutes.
And I'm sure this is going to be a meme in the next couple of days on social media with lots of soundtracks.
Latest score from Jamhuri Park is that Mwamba are leading Londis by 10 points to 5. And you can see the man in the picture there, Oliver Mangeni, one of the experienced second rows with Curtis Milako. The question is, do they go for contested scrums? Because Mangeni, being a lock, is out here as Quins go on the attack for their first try of the afternoon.
Sambunya plays it to William Reeve. This is Alex Olaba running down that left flank, brought down under the tackle. Osino looking for that ball. He gets it. Chooses to attack that spot, but is being driven back. Andrew Amonde leading a group of KCB players, just manhandling little Dominic Osino. Andrew Amonde just putting his body in the frame there. Quins still driving forward, and the momentum swings the way of KCB. Down to 14 men, still holding firm, determined not to concede a try. Quins are asking all the questions. It's not that they have not put in any effort, it's just that the efforts have not yielded any fruit other than those 2 kicks. 1, that penalty from Martin Wanjia, and 2, that drop goal from Jasper Chen. But still, with 3 minutes to play, anything can happen.
Michael Kwambo, I think time is running out for Harlequins here. They have literally camped here in the KCB 22 for the past 15 minutes, but are yet to get any try here. And with 3.5 minutes to go, Wanjala feeding that ball into the scrum. He's under lots of pressure from the case from Quins. Billy Sabo is able to clear his lines, and he does fine touch, and it will be a line-out throw. And William Reeves, they just beckoning that he needs to be subbed here. Sudden strain on his, either on his ankle or on his knee. Oliver Mangeni, experienced campaigner for both KCB and Kenya Simbas.
Malcolm Monsando just loses that ball in the line out. It is the Bankers in possession. Darwin Mukidza becomes the latest KCB player to attempt to clear the lines. His kick doesn't find touch. It is fielded by Alex Olaba, plays it to William Reeves. Kick downfield, noticing that pocket wasn't adequately covered. The bounce of the rugby ball isn't kind to the KCB players, but the Quins player there is isolated. As numbers arriving, and they do arrive. That was Dave Ambunya just securing the rack. Dominic Osino plays it out wide. This is Wilson Kopondo, brought down on that challenge from Ian Indimuli. Penalty advantage still with Quins, looking for a try here. They not going to get it. That is Melvin Thairu cantering a few meters forward. KCB look to have turned over possession there. Patrice Agunda with a quickly taken penalty. He is driving forward. KCB defending in numbers. Patrice Agunda, has he gone over the chalk? Godwin Karuga confirms the try. 22 points to 11 with a conversion to come.
Try given, and finally KCB Quins get their first try of the afternoon after 79 minutes. Conversion kick is good, so it's 22 points to 13.
Of course, Patrice Agunda, quickly taken penalty there, just had enough strength to go over the chalk. Godwin Karuga confirming that try. The conversion is successful. 9 points separating these two sides. Very few seconds left to play here at the RFUA ground. KCB leading by 22 points to 13. Billy Sabwa bracing himself for the restart.
Try is coming probably too late for Harlequins to win this game. It's coming at the tail end of the encounter. Unless they can go from coast to coast and score another try, which still will not be enough, because it will take them to within 2 points of the bunkers if it's converted. But KCB wouldn't mind. They'll probably just go through the phases here, or go through the formalities of the last passage of play. They know they'll have had this win in the bag with those 3 tries scored by Curtis Lilako, Peter Waitere and Jacob Oje.
Sabwa with the kick downfield, just as far as Ochen is quickly gathered and prepared for the line-out by Dawi Mukiza. Finds himself in a spot of bother. He is isolated. The ball has been claimed by Quins. That is Edward Shitanda. Quins looking to finish this game with a flurry. Frank Wanyama plays it out wide to Alex Olaba. Olaba is cantering forward. Does he go over the chalk? No, he is stopped agonizingly close. Quins looking to end this game with a flurry. William Reeves goes into contact, beats one man on the tackle, surges forward, promising position for Quins. No, handling error. The referee Godwin Karuga consults with his assistant referee, but that blow of the whistle just kills the momentum that Quins were building, surging forward towards the KCB try line.
Yeah, Michael Wanjala took a quickly Samuel Asante took a quick line-out throw, but just don't think he read the momentum which the Quins backs were really attacking that space. And Godwin Karuga then in a picture consulting with the referee. Assistant referee Godwin Karuga consulting.
He calls it back for the line-out. From that moment when Samuel Asati took that quick line out, William Juguna, you just feel that KCB have done enough to claim the result, especially with this final decision pretty much going their way. Peter Karia and the rest of the KCB players will have to be sure from the line out. It is taken short to George Gishure. Samuel Asati to Andrew Amonde, ball in hand, charges at his opponent. Men arrive in numbers there. Asati to Peter Waitere, quick ball to Peter Karia. Peter Karia, not known to be a sprinter, charges forward once again. Ian Indimuli. His momentum slowed down by Melvin Thairu. Andrew Amonde versus Wilson Kopondo, one of those epic battles in the forwards that we'll talk about for ages. Ian Indimuli looks to be under spot of bother from the Quins forwards. Referee Godwin Karuga just once again blows his whistle, slowing down the momentum, and definitely everything going KCB's way. The penalty advantage in their favor, their fans up on their feet, probably waiting for the final whistle. And a yellow card has been flashed. Alex Olaba will join Oliver Mangeni in the sinner's chair. He has an opportunity to atone for his sins on Sunday, depending on his religious persuasion.
Yeah, the game now just going through its motions. We are past the 80-minute mark, and our center referee Godwin Karuga just probably playing the last passage of play here in this game. KCB with 3 tries and Quins 1 try. 22 points to 13. We are playing now to his watch now.
Peter Karia with the line out throw. Ian Indimuli taps it back. Samuel Asati under pressure. This is Isaac Njoroge, finds himself in possession. Asati looks for that ball desperately. Andrew Amonde picks it up, looks to shrug that tackle from Wilson Kopondo. The ball is on the floor, looks messy, looks scrappy, and it's all over. KCB claiming the 22-13 result. Victory for the Bankers, a third win in 4 outings. Definitely a good contest that was put in by Quins, but they were always going to be second best to KCB, who ran off with the result. Their tries coming from Jacob Oje, Peter Waitere and Curtis Lilako, in addition to that penalty from Darwin Mukidza, as well as 2 conversions.
Absolutely. KCB did all the hard yards in the early part of the second half, scoring those 2 tries, which gave them a buffer of close to 19 points. And they were able to hold on, defend for long spells. Oliver Mangeni just giving his salutations to the Quins players. Sent off with less than 5 minutes to go, but the hard work had been done, and Curtis Olago Aloch will be a happy man. 3 wins out of 4 for the Bankers, and the final score there: KCB 22, Harlequins 13. KCB with 3 tries to Quins 1.
And some other results coming in. 12 Homeboys have just defeated Oilers 24-26. Nakuru 30-19 against Black Blood. Cabras 57-5 against the Strathmore Leos. Wamba leading 12-13 against Nondis. And we're going into the highlights any moment from now.
First half, which really came into life, and was very slow, very predictable, very pedestrian. You can see there Patrice Agunda receiving that ball from Arona Furioth. Agunda playing in an unfamiliar position of flanker, but here comes the opening try through Jacob Oje. Good hands coming in from Darwin Mukidza and Tony Onyango, and Jacob Oje able to go over the line to give the Bankers the early lead. And at halftime the scores were 8-3 before KCB exploded into life in the second half with tries by Peter Waitere and Curtis Lilako. Quins scoring the consolation try through Patrice Agunda, the skipper. And you can see Waitere's try there. He had been denied a moment before. So that is how things unfolded here at the RFUA ground. KCB winning 22 points to 13. As I take you to Mohamed Abubakar for interviews with the 2 coaches, Charles Kadovilis and Curtis Olago.
What an afternoon it has been here at the RFUA grounds. The second match of the day. KCB winning this one against Kenya Harlequins 22-13. I have the coach of Kenya Harlequins here, Mr. Charles Kadovilis, who we are going to be talking with. Charles, what do you make of the game so far? This afternoon?
Oh, well, a tough game. Didn't come out on top. So, of course, I don't take defeat very well. But kudos to KCB. They did the business, especially in the first 10 minutes of the first half. They really came out strong and punished us and got our points. So from then we were trying to play catch up, and it became very difficult. So trying to play from 22-6 down to try and catch up will always be difficult, especially against a quality side like KCB, and we know that they are the defending champions. So eventually 22-14 to 22-13 to our boys at the end. It's back to the drawing board and make sure that we can rectify some of the situations and the things that we got wrong, and just make sure that we get it right next time.
It was a rather slow first half for both teams, but things changed in the second half. What do you think was the difference between the first half and the second half?
I think it's just about 2 quality teams, players gauging each other, and a game of chess, just checking where it can be won and what can be done. And obviously then in the second half KCB won that battle and came out strong and put the points on the board. So yeah, it's just also about our execution in that final third. I mean, we camped in KCB's half for a very, very long time and didn't put any points, and they came down to ours and scored the try at the final, almost at the dead before the half. So going in at halftime, 3-3 and 8-3 is a very big difference. And psychologically, I think that just dented the boys a bit. But as I say, it's back to the drawing board. It's still early days. I mean, we've got to continue building on that. We've got one game before the Christmas break, which is Nondies. So again, it's still early days as we continue to build on our season and work our ways towards the playoffs.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. All the best in the upcoming fixtures. All right, that was Mr. Charles Kadevelis, the coach of Kenya Harlequins. We want to speak with the winning coach of KCB, Mr. Curtis Olago. Curtis, what do you make of the game?
A very tough game, as I told you even before. It was going to be a tough matchup because, I mean, whenever KCB is playing, all teams are tails up. I wonder why.
we noticed the first half was a little bit slow for both teams up until just before halftime. You got the try. How important was that?
Yeah, it was important that we get off first gear. The whole half we didn't get off first gear. So in the second half, I just told the boys they have to get off first gear. We have to put a lot more attention to detail, especially that scrummaging. We are not getting that biotricular angle on the scrummage, especially the front three. We needed that biotricular angle and the shaft getting it straight, and we got it in the second half. Yeah.
I just have to ask this. Some of the first team players have come back. Curtis, how happy are you having these experienced players back in the team?
No, I'm happy they're there, but there's a lot of work to do. Let's not shy off from the real nature of the job. There's a lot of work to do, and you've seen it today. So it doesn't matter the personnel. We still have a lot of work to do.
We have to talk about that tackle from Oliver. What did you make of that?
Yeah, that's a moment of madness. I mean, it's just a moment of madness. I'd like to push it under the rug because even the player is sorry he did that. I mean, let's push it under the rug. We learn from these things. Yeah.
All right. Congratulations for the win. One more game before the break. The plans for the future, especially the second half of the season or so.
If I give you those plans, I'll be giving myself away, man.
All right, the next game.
Yeah, you've seen it's a growing league season. It's a very tough season, and you have to keep your cards close to your chest. So I mean, we'll just keep on working, especially in the little things that you're still not doing right. Yeah, you have to get off first gear very fast. Yeah, but the rest we'll talk about it on Tuesday.
All right, thank you so much, Curtis. All the best in the upcoming fixtures. All right, KCB winning this one, the second live match of the day, winning it 22-13 against Kenya Harlequins. The first match of the day was between Impala and Min Machine. Impala taking that one as well. So that is match day 4 for you. Remember, rugby has finally found his home at Bumper Sport. Match day 5 again. We'll meet again next weekend. Until then, keep it sporty.